Pokémon, Cynthia's fiancé at the beginning. Author, Legend Love Powder. 76 Xiao Nizi's Fighting Will. 4th update. Your Lucario. When did you learn Mega Evolution? Cynthia said that it was difficult to accept. Mulin thought for a while, and said honestly, it's been a while. Damn it. Lucario can Mega Evolution. You didn't tell me. Cynthia is itching for Mulin. You didn't even ask me. Also, Mega Evolution isn't such a big deal. Mulin shrugged, showing disapproval. If Cynthia knew that Lucario also mastered Z moves, it is estimated that they will be even more surprised. Cynthia, nothing great about Mega Evolution? You know, that's Mega Evolution. Evolution beyond evolution. But Cynthia thought back, Lucario who can Mega Evolution. It seems that it is not very remarkable. After all, Mulin has two other Pokémon. One is a Riots, the other one is a divine beast with boundless potential. Even the 720 not that long ago, rode the Rayquaza, a mere Mega Evolution. For Mulin, nothing really amazing. Hateful. It was installed by him. Cynthia said that the full score of the cup is 100 points. She gave Mulin 200 points. Seeing Cynthia's depressed look, Mulin reminded, Garchomp should be just getting used to it. Mega Evolution didn't take long. The time for Mega Evolution should be maintained, not too long. Are you sure you want to continue talking like this? Cynthia took a quick look at Mega Garchomp. Compared to Lucario who was used to Mega Evolution earlier, Garchomp Mega Evolution can't last long. Putting away all kinds of thoughts in my mind, I issued an offensive command. Garchomp, use double selection. Garchomp, already ready to move. Behind spit up a white gas. Wielding the death scythe in his hand, attack on Lucario. Enter Garchomp in Mega Evolution form. The speed is much faster than before. With the speed of the wind, he almost rushed in front of Lucario. Mulin didn't care about this. Xiao, use quick attack to dodge. Arcs flashed from Mega Lucario. Before the attack strikes, leap to the side. Easily dodge the attack. Garchomp, strengthened by Mega Evolution, is indeed fast, but also because of not being able to adapt to Mega Evolution, unable to move around in short distances, causes Smackdown to hit empty. After a perfect dodge, Mulin was not in a hurry to make a move. Just look at the lock-on battle situation. Wait for Cynthia's move. Knowing that Garchomp Mega Evolution can't last too long, Cynthia made a quick move. Garchomp, Earthquake. Face the sensitive Lucario. It is the best way to use a large-scale earthquake. Mega Garchomp stomped on ground hard. Use your feet to arouse the ground energy. The ground is cracked inch by inch. Contains a crack of the rich ground system. Headed towards Lucario. In this regard, Mulin just said lightly, Xiao, use Detect to avoid. Detect is a skill of the fighting department. Gather your spirit and judge the opponent's flaws when making a move. To dodge the opponent's attack. CGDH, Lucario's eyes were burning. Watching the engulfing rift, appears to be indistinguishable in earthquake. Lucario sees a hint of room to dodge. Use short-distance flexible flashing and maneuvering. Jump repeatedly. Dodge the attack of the large area skill earthquake. Damn it. Mulin just wants to stall for time. Wait until Garchomp can no longer maintain the Mega Evolution form, and then take the opportunity to leave. Through these 2 rounds of fighting, Cynthia understood Mulin's thoughts. For Cynthia knows her plan. Mulin was not surprised. First of all, Cynthia is the champion of Sinnoh region, has good tactical skills. Coupled with the close relationship between the two, isn't it easy to guess what the other person is thinking? But so what? Mulin is using Lucario, who is more adaptable to Mega Evolution than Garchomp, to delay time. After fighting for 10 rounds in a row, Mulin let Lucario avoid the fight. If you can't hide it, use the defensive skill Protect, then distance yourself. With the passage of time, strong energy loss can no longer maintain Mega Evolution form. At this time, it is time for Lucario to exert his strength. Use your own strengths to attack the enemy's weaknesses. Under repeated blows from Mega Lucario, Garchomp was finally defeated by Mega Lucario's strong attack. The battle is over. Cynthia just recovered Garchomp with a baby ball. Then Mulin took her hand and pulled her out. While walking, he said excitedly, while the women's clothing store is still closed. Hurry up. Facing Mulin who is in such a hurry, Cynthia rolled her eyes and let the other party pull her out. Okay you have made plans before your relationship No, you can't let Mulin win every time. Even if you can't win in battle, you must win in other places. Cynthia regained her energy, pulled Mulin with her backhand, and walked forward quickly. After deciding to go back, we must tidy up. Yoo-hoo. Sensing Xiao's fighting spirit, Mulin was shocked. Fighting back and forth is what he really wants. 77 Encore roleplay. Mulin, bye. Must buy! Exclamation mark. 5th more. Happy times always go by so fast, with Groudon finally walking to Mount Chimney. Back to my hometown. This mutation in the Hoenn region. It can be regarded as completely falling Veilstone. Played in Slateport City for a few days. Mulin and Cynthia also returned to their home in Sinnoh region. In the room, Cynthia is wearing a black dress. While comparing them in the mirror, they asked Mulin, attend the Family Fate Contest conference. Does this dress suit me? Back in Sinnoh region, Cynthia was invited. Attend Jiayan City. the annual contest to be a guest. Mulin, who was on the side, was just about to speak up. Suddenly, a voice that had never been heard appeared in the brain. Real people, did you ever hear my call? The voice in my head was very light and faint, and in a flash. It's impossible to capture the details. Neither is the system beep, nor is it using the power of the waveguide to connect to the voice of the Pokemon's dialogue. Perceived Tao Mulin's abnormality. Cynthia sat down beside him. He put his hand to Mulin's forehead and checked his body temperature. Concerned smell. Mulin, what's wrong with you? Are you feeling unwell? After Cynthia such a stir, Mulin also reacted. He met her worried eyes. In order for Cynthia not to worry about herself, the corners of Mulin's mouth curled up in a beautiful arc. He grabbed Cynthia and held her in his arms. Pretending to be in a daze on purpose to attract her over, he said with a smirk, "Hey, caught by me." After finishing speaking, he reached out to scratch her itchy flesh. Ha 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 ha. Okay Mulin, use this trick to fool me. Look at the trick. The vitals are attacked. Cynthia unceremoniously scratched Mulin with her backhand. Afterwards, the two began to play happily. It was only when Mulin fell silent. When he thought about the voice, he always felt that someone was calling him. To be precise, it should be a certain Pokemon calling him. Sinnoh region, Jiayun City, decorated with lights and festoons. There is a festive atmosphere everywhere. Here, the Family Relationship Conference is being held. Jiayun Conference is an important festival in Jiayun City, the local town hall, in order to attract tourists. It also spared no effort to spend a lot of money on publicity. Walking on the street, there are tourists coming and going everywhere. There are also vendors selling gadgets. Walking side by side with Mulin in the street, Cynthia introduced, the family conference is mainly divided into two parts. First of all, Daeyang contest is held. The contest competition in Jiayun City has slightly changed the competition system. The test is two Pokemon, performing together. In the last contest of the contest, doubles were also used. Secondly, after the contest competition, there will be a doubles conference. Randomly assign teammates through a lottery. Team together to fight. This time, we mainly attended the contest competition as the Alliance champion of the Sinnoh region. In addition to coordinating the Alliance's affairs, Cynthia occasionally attends such occasions as the famous history professor of Sinnoh region, and Cynthia's fiancé. Jiayun City took advantage of the opportunity to invite Mulin. Join Cynthia as a guest at the contest competition. Mulin looked at the vendors around with great interest. He said casually, "Perform at the contest conference. Are you ready?" As a guest of honor, Mulin and Cynthia are going to perform a contest performance. Contest show? No, Cynthia replied honestly. Forehead. You won't be there, so prepare to throw away two skills at will. Just fool around? Mulin saw Cynthia's nonchalant look. Baby, contest's mission. How about you come here Tilda? Cynthia said, charm holding Mew's arm. How could I? I originally planned to follow your command. But who knows that you are not prepared? Besides, I'm not Wallace. Mulin refused again and again. However, if the acting is too bad, others will talk about me too. Cynthia blinked her big eyes, begging on her face. Cynthia's cuteness is hard to resist. Mulin had no choice but to say, okay. But let me explain in advance. Don't blame me for screwing up. Alright, my baby is the best. Absolutely won't mess up. After receiving Mulin's reply, Cynthia happily walked to a vendor selling headgear. Asked for flowers. He casually picked up a curly-eared rabbit earring and put it on his head. Giovanni turned round. While fiddling with the earrings on his head, he asked Mulin, how is it? Is it pretty? Cynthia has a kind of royal sister fan. But after wearing this earring, it looks a little more delicate. Facing Cynthia's expectant gaze, Mulin didn't answer immediately. An immediate answer would seem perfunctory. First, he carefully walked around her, and observed her carefully. He said with certainty, it looks good. The yellow earrings match your yellow hair very well. It looks like your skin is very white. It also makes you look cuter. As the saying goes, women are those who please themselves. Cynthia was affirmed by her fiancé. The mood is very good, showing a bright smile. Leaning in front of Mulin, he whispered, why don't you buy this and buy a set of curly rabbit clothes to match? Encore role play, as your reward for completing the contest performance? Hearing Cynthia's initiative, Mulin immediately said, buy. I must buy. After speaking, he took out the money directly from the wallet. Pass it to the vendor owner. I bought this earring for the Encore role play. What about the contest performance? It will definitely be organized properly. Cynthia at the side saw Mulin in a hurry. He covered his mouth and snickered. While Mulin was paying for Cynthia's earrings, a soft voice came. Mulin, big brother? Mulin followed the voice and looked. I saw Dawn holding Piplup with a surprised face. Hello, brother Mulin. What a coincidence. I didn't expect to meet you here. Ash, with Pikachu on his shoulders, also greeted Mulin. Pikachu also waved hello. Mulin. Xiao gang in the trio met Mulin. Brighten up your eyes now. Like a hungry wolf, when it sees a sheep, it bursts into a fierce look. 78. The girl is delicate and the boy is handsome, a natural and perfect pair. 6th update. Sister Cynthia, the earrings on your head are so pretty. I heard that this time, you will be the guest of the Family Fate contest. Is this the costume you prepared for the contest in advance? Dawn leaned forward and started chatting with Cynthia because last time Mulin introduced Ash to Cynthia on the phone. Coincidentally, later a chance, Cynthia met several people from Ash again. Subsequently, Cynthia because of Mulin's relationship. A few pointers to Ash. Therefore, a few people can be regarded as acquaintances. Thank you, Dawn. Your outfit looks great too. Are you planning to participate in the Jiayan contest too? Cynthia said with a smile. 030. Because of the outsiders, Cynthia returned to her usual royal sister fan. Elegantly chatting with Dawn. On the other side, Ash excitedly opened his mouth and said, Hugh, I've been training Pokemon the way you taught me. And during the battle, I also fought as you taught me. Thanks to Brother Mulin's teaching, me and my Pokemon, great improvement. Look, this is the badge I got during this time. I've got 4. Ash spoke excitedly while pulling out a box specially used for last resort badge from his bosom. Show it to Mulin. Come on Ash. Mulin gave Ash an encouraging look. I will, Brother Mulin. Ash was encouraged and his confidence doubled immediately, getting ready to share with Mulin the experience of fighting during this journey. But Xiao Gang ruthlessly pushed him away, forcibly pulling Mulin aside. Xiao Gang rubbed his hands together and said softly, Mulin, how is the thing in hand? Mulin was a little helpless for Xiao Gang who was thieves and put his arms around his shoulders. I don't know where Xiao Gang got the strength to be able to pester himself. Let go of me first. Yes. Xiao Gang let go of Mulin with an apologetic smile. At this time, Mulin walked towards Cynthia who was chatting with Dawn, pointing to Xiao Gang whose eyes were full of hope in the distance. He said, Cynthia, Kaluni's autographed photo. Have you got it? Cynthia was slightly taken aback. Then he looked at Xiao Gang who was nervous and rubbing his hands. He smiled and said, I asked Kaluni to send me a few. After speaking, he took it out of his backpack and handed it to the building. As soon as the photo came into Mulin's hands, Xiao Gang snatched it away. Miss Kaluni's autographed photo. I finally got it. And so much more. Xiao Gang held the photo with trembling hands. Like a treasure. There were tears of happiness in the corner of his eyes. These are unique autographs. With these few photos, I can stand out in Miss Kaluni's fan club. Even, it is very possible to become the president of the support club because of this. Cynthia, Ash, Dawn, Pikachu, pick up. ? Mulin shrugged at the speechless Cynthia. You see, I didn't lie to you. The photo is really for a friend. Cynthia gave Mulin a flirtatious look. As time went by, the contest competition in Jiayan City started on time. In the contest venue, there are huge crowds of people. Wallace from Hoenn region spared no effort to promote the contest competition. More and more people are falling in love with the contest competition. This leaves budding contestants participating in the contest competition enjoyed the treatment with celebrity normal. At the scene, many people held up lights. Support your players. And in order to pay attention to this contest competition, each TV station even dispatched a luxurious filming team. Broadcast this contest feast. In the venue, the lights dimmed. Gather on host Vivian. Vivian's hosting skills are professional and sophisticated. It can be said that the important thing is heavy. She will be invited to host. Welcome everyone. Come to the contest competition site in Jiayan City. The audience responded enthusiastically. Please allow me to introduce the judges in the contest hall. Contest Bureau Director, Mr. Convergence. Sinnoh Region Pokemon Hobby Club President, Mr. Suki-san. And the person our trainer is most familiar with, Miss Joey. After introducing the judges, Vivian changed the topic. Except for a few important judges. This time, the contest in Jiayan City specially invited Miss Cynthia, the champion of Sinnoh Region, and her fiancé, the prestigious history professor, Mr. Mulin. Let's give 5.5 applause. The lights of the audience moved away from Vivian's body. Focus on a corner of the stage. The light hits Cynthia's stunning face. Match it with a specially matched evening dress to show off the attractive side of women. The tall and handsome Mulin is wearing the black suit prepared for him by Cynthia. Show the mature and handsome side of a man. Cynthia held Mulin's arm with her left hand, and her right hand was facing the audience, soldiers and civilians. The female is delicate and the male is handsome. A perfect couple. 79 Cynthia, let you deal with it. I didn't expect it to be so romantic. First update. In order to give a sample to the contestants, we are honored to have Miss Cynthia and Professor Mulin for us. Bring a visual feast. Next, let's applaud both of you. Give them the stage. Vivian said to the audience at the scene. There was a burst of applause at the scene. On stage, Mulin whispered to Cynthia, release your Rose Raid. Cynthia knows that Mulin brought her Rose Raid last night. Secretly trained, Rose Raid was released casually. Mulin also released Little Lugia casually. Get ready for the upcoming performance. But when Little Lugia was just released, immediately sparked an uproar. Countless spectators were all attracted by the appearance of Little Lugia. Is this Lugia? My god. 26. This is Liv Lugia. Mom, I saw a beast. Oh my god. Can subdue the legendary Lugia. This Mulin is amazing. No wonder he can capture the heart of the champion Miss Cynthia. It turns out he is a hidden boss. Listen to the exclamation of the audience. Cynthia's mouth curled into a smile. The reason why I gave the task of contest performance to Mulin. It's all because of Mulin's extremely rare Lugia. Just standing there is enough to open the eyes of the audience. Just use a few skills casually, you can fool around. Mulin didn't know what Cynthia was thinking. Just wanting to end quickly, he said, Silver. Use safeguard. White Lucas shines from little Lugia. Exudes a unique power. It calmed the restless hearts of the audience. Not long after, the audience fell silent. Mulin nodded to Rose Raid and little Lugia respectively, signaled them to start, then gaze into Cynthia's eyes. Sing softly. The wind suddenly blows and wrinkles a pool of spring water. Rose Raid understood. One red and one blue petal arms, facing soaring in the sky. Cast a move. Magical leaf without attack effect. The green magical leaf is flying in the air. Then, little Lugia faced the magical leaf falling from the sky. Whirlwind was resorted to. Let the magical leaf float in the air without stopping. Spring is in full bloom. The summer rain is boundless, and the free-flying flowers are as light as a dream. Mulin sang softly again. Following Mulin's opening, Rose Raid used a trick called Sunny Day. Little Lugia performed a rain dance. 2 skills, no offset. Instead, they merge with each other. The warm drizzle fell lightly from the sky. Drizzle, mixed with flying magical leaf, from the vibrant spring to the warm summer. At dusk and autumn smoke, the autumn moon draws crescent eyebrows. Following Mulin's opening, little Lugia used a move, Sandstorm. Saffron sand, converging into the air. Attached to the green magical leaf, it turns into autumn leaves. Formed a wonderful picture of Foliba covered with frost. Winter is like spring flowers, and the sky is cold and cloudy with clouds and snow. Rose Raid. Carefully control the autumn frost leaves. Floating on the ground, little Lugia followed closely behind, using a move called Ice Wind. Cover frost leaves with power as snow. Let the whole stage be like snow country normal. At this moment, Mulin walked into Cynthia slowly. He took her hand and sang to her tenderly. Send you the wind in March, the rain in June, and the autumn in September. It's snowing all over the sky. It's your wedding dress. Send you every dream, every smelling salts, the long-term companionship. Let the rest of my life be about you. 4 seasons for you. At this time, Cynthia was completely mobilized by the scene just now. Tears of emotion filled the beautiful eyes. Unconsciously, he put his head on Mulin's shoulder. The picture seems to be frozen at this moment. After a long time, the camp joined hands with Cynthia. Bow slightly. Audiences, this is like waking up from a big dream. Spontaneously stand up and clap your hands vigorously. The female audience even left tears of emotion and envy. The beauty of early spring, the boiling of midsummer, the bleakness of autumn frost, and the warm sun of cold winter. The scenes of the 4 seasons are like a dream. One last sentence. 4 seasons for you. Simply perfect. Woo. I also want a gentle boyfriend like Mulin. Professor. What kind of performance is this? It's an expression of true feelings. The relationship between Professor Mulin and Miss Cynthia is simply a fairy love. This bite of dog food will fill me up. It feels like I won't have to eat for the rest of my life. 957 waited for the audience to calm down for a while, and host Viridian came on stage. Mulin Professor and Miss Cynthia's joint performance just now. I believe it left a deep impression on the audience. Let us give them our warmest applause again. Crash, crash. The applause at the scene could almost overturn the entire venue. Enjoying everyone's envious eyes and overwhelming applause. Cynthia hadn't come out of the romantic situation just now. Looking at Mulin's handsome side face in a daze. Let you deal with it. I didn't expect it to be so romantic. Feeling Cynthia's tender eyes, Mulin turned his face in Cynthia's ear softly. Do you like it? In Cynthia's eyes, there was a lot of splendor. There were no words to answer Mulin. Instead, tell him with actions. Anthracene well tilde, with a kiss between the two. At this time, the scene once again set off even more enthusiastic applause. The entire audience is wishing the couple well. 80 Cynthia who hates to marry. Second update. In this contest competition in Jiayan City, Cynthia is the guest. Show up on behalf of Alliance. Put on another show. Step it up a notch. Up the conference spec a bit, and that's enough. Being necessary all day. Just being there. After relaxing, Mulin naturally took Cynthia with him. Play around Jiayan City. It's just that although they are not there, but in the venue, their stories are still circulating. With Mulin's 4 seasons for you jewels in front. The performance of the following players can only be described as tasteless. Tasteless. The audience watching was drowsy. With TV station broadcast, many spectators who were no longer present also saw this scene. On the internet, it is even more popular with many self-media edited into a video release. On the hot search, several hot words also appeared. Mulin and Cynthia. Romantic to death. So handsome. History professor. Love love love. What's more, the resident champion of the contest is at Wallace. After watching the video, Wallace even left a message below the video. 4 seasons. It's you. On the forum, It directly ignited heated discussions on the internet. I never understood why Mulin Professor was able to abduct our goddess, Miss Cynthia. It's only now that I knows that people are handsome, knowledgeable, powerful, and romantic. What woman is capable of his clutches? From now on, I declare that Professor is my idol. I will try my best to become a winner in life like Mulin Professor. Although the video is very romantic and shocking, but it's only me. Pay attention to Lugia beside him. Lugia, that's a mythical beast. Lugia? What is Lugia? Hoenn Regent Sotopolis City people come uninvited. Some time ago we had a battle between two super ancient Pokemon in Hoenn region, and it was Mulin Professor who invited Rayquaza. Does Rayquaza understand? Hoenn Supreme Myth, Lord of Soaring in the Sky. To the Lord who exists in mythology. It's just such an awesome animal, being directly ridden by Mulin Professor. I'm going. It's too late. Mulin Professor is awesome. Early the next morning, sunlight pours into the room. Cynthia wears bunny earrings and one-piece pajamas, lying limply on the bed and sleeping soundly. The long legs rest on Mulin's body. Reminds me of yesterday's classic role play. Mulin gently got out of bed to Washington. But this movement just happened to wake Cynthia up. Cynthia squinted her eyes and yawned, although she wasn't sleepy. But the beautiful eyes stared at her lover. Wake up. Mulin pinched Cynthia's small nose. No, I still want to lie down again. Come and stay with me, Cynthia Charm said. Okay, there is always nothing I can do about you. There was no way. Mulin could only lie down again. Cynthia rested comfortably on Mulin's arm. The small nose sniffed vigorously, about his taste. Yu said, baby, let's get married. Mulin turned his head and looked at Cynthia's pretty face with a teasing smile. So hate to marry? Cynthia blinked her beautiful eyes and stared bravely at Mulin. It looks like I hate married women. Not getting married will tie you up firmly. What if I was kidnapped? Will you tie me up if you get married? Have you ever watched football? Even if there is a goalkeeper, can you still score goals? Mulin moved his face closer. Hate tilde. Cynthia turned over, her back to Mulin. It looks like I have a little emotion. Come and coax me. Okay, I was teasing you just now. Mulin stroked Xiao's arm with the stubble of his chin. It's so itchy. Cynthia couldn't bear the itching the most, and she couldn't hold it any longer. When do you want to set the wedding date? Mulin stopped teasing Cynthia, but directly asked about the wedding date. Cynthia turned over again and looked at Mulin seriously. Wait until I finish the championship ranking match. We'll get married right away. Mulin didn't hesitate, and said directly, okay, I'm going to change my mouth later. Husband. Cynthia's pretty face was full of red clouds. Wife, in the face of such a delicate little girl. Mulin couldn't help but kissed. Tired of Crooked for a while, it is also time to separate from Cynthia. Cynthia is going back to Lily of the Valley. Concentrate on preparing for the next world ranking competition. And Mulin will continue to travel the world. By the way, plan to capture the fourth Pokemon in hand. Xiao. Remember, don't think of me too much when I'm not around. I can only think of Main 86400 times a day. It can't be more than I miss you. After packing her luggage, Cynthia spread her hands, and Charm wanted to hug her. Okay. Mulin sent a warm embrace. After warming for a while, Cynthia walked out of the room with her backpack. But just a few steps out of the door, he stopped again. Charm said, Husband Kai, I want to kiss. Helpless, Mulin can only meet Cynthia's request. After all, it's my own wife. I spoil myself. Anthracene. 81 Witness Ash's famous scene, 3RD update. With Cynthia gone, the room fell silent. Taking advantage of this gap, Mulin began to think about the next plan. Strive for Xiao and Darkrai to reach the peak of the championship as soon as possible. Silver is also the same. You have to quickly reach the championship level in order to form an effective combat power. Experience the Groudon and Kyogre fight in the Hoenn region. Let Mulin clearly realize that he is now special. There is still a big gap with the trop beasts. As for Rayquaza, although as Rayquaza said, I am his heir, also successfully established a bond with Rayquaza. If there is something urgent, can summon Rayquaza to help. But Mulin is also clear, only when it is a sycamore tree can the phoenix come to live. I am not strong myself, so I have nothing to rely on Rayquaza. There is still room for improvement. Over time, maybe Rayquaza will go with himself. Besides training, I have to start thinking about subduing the fourth Pokemon, who is highly mobile, is good at long-distance consumption and weakens rivals Big Clay. There is also Silver who has an altitude advantage and can support the battle at any time. The current team still lacks a tank. This tank does not need too high defense. It is best to be an attack tank. At the same time, it's better to grow bigger. The coverage of this protection is also wider. As the thinking deepened, Mulin thought. In the Kanto region, there was once a very special Pokemon. It fit his requirements very well. Decide on the fourth Pokemon in the team. Mulin is no longer in ink. Worked on the phone. Booked a ticket to Kanto region. Then I packed my luggage. Go check out. The plane to the Kanto region departs in the afternoon. It's not time yet. Mulin then went out to look for food. When walking on the road, by chance, Mulin heard a familiar voice. Shinji. Did you just leave Chimcha behind? Chimcha made so much effort before. Can't you even see it? As soon as Mulin heard it, He recognized Ash's voice, speeded up 2 steps. Go to where the sound came from. After walking a few steps, Mulin saw the Ash trio. There is also a young man with a somewhat sinister appearance. This boy. It was Ash's nemesis in the Sinnoh region, Shinji. Efforts are just a process. What I value is the result, only the strength. It will be my income. CGCC, I don't raise garbage Pokemon here. Since no matter how much he trains, he can't meet my requirements. Then it's better to part ways from now on, Shinji said indifferently. In Shinji's mouth, it was Chimcha who was abandoned by him. Flame tilde. Chimcha was dirty and bruised. Apparently there's been a fight just now. I heard that my trainer is so determined. The eyes seemed to lose their luster. Sadly turned and left. Chimcha, please join us. Ash couldn't bear Chimcha's sad departure. Quickly ran to him. He extended his friendly hand and invited him. Pick up. Pikachu on Ash's shoulders also sent a kind growl to Chimcha. He doesn't know how to cherish you. It's his fault. I have always admired you for training hard. Chimcha, join us, Ash said to Chimcha with a smile. Flame tilde. Chimcha's eyes. Because of the recognition, he burst out again. He also reached out to touch Ash's hand. A moment of hold hands. Befriend Ash. 2 useless things. Together, maybe the negative will make the positive. Shinji snorted coldly. I was ready to leave. But at this moment, I saw Mulin strolling over. Eyes light up. Are you Mulin? Following Shinji's opening, all eyes were on Mulin. Mulin big brother. Mulin. Brother Mulin. Ash who just subdued Chimcha. He turned around and greeted Mulin. Mulin glanced at the appearance of several people. See Chimcha in Ash's arms again. In an instant, I understood what happened now. Time rolls on and on and on. Fateful Chimcha, and finally met his true love, Ash. Now this scene can be regarded as one of Ash's famous scenes. Mulin nodded to Dawn and Xiao. Then he didn't even look at Shinji. His eyes flicked to Chimcha in Ash's arms. Relevant data automatically appear in Mind King. Pokemon, Chimcha. Gender, male. Attribute, fire. Ability, fierce fire. When the physical strength is exhausted, the power of fire types moves will increase. Level, 25, normal intermediate. Potential, gym peak. Skills, Ember, Catch, Leer, Fury Swipes, Flame Wheel, Dig. Genetic skill, Flamethrower. Contest condition, poor. The toxins left in the body have not been cleared, leaving serious internal injuries, which made it unable to exert all its strength. After checking Chimcha, Mulin smiled and said to Ash, Ash, congratulations. Catch to Chimcha with great potential. Really? Ash's eyes sparkled with surprise. Real. Mulin smiled and reached out to touch Chimcha in Ash's arms. At the same time, the power of Viridian is activated. Help Chimcha remove toxins left in the body. Flame tilde. Chimcha is infused with the power of Viridian, and the energy crystals in the body are quickly replenished. The 2 round eyeballs are very agile. It's just that the body is still dirty. Ash, congratulations. From the perspective of Mulin big brother, you will never be wrong. Dawn holding Piplup. Here we go. He deliberately glanced at Shinji, and said deliberately, some people are going to lose a lot. Dawn's approach to Shinji, Solation's abandonment of Pokemon. Feel very upset. Treat Chimcha well. Mulin withdrew his hand, smiled and said, Ash, I can say it responsibly. This Chimcha will definitely shine in the future. Chimcha under Ash's loving care. Progress extreme speed. Soon, it became Ash's main force, and it even successfully defeated Shinji's Pokemon. Ash embraced Chimcha excitedly and shouted, Great, Chimcha, let's work hard together in the future. Flame tilde. Chimcha was praised by Mulin and treated with care from Ash. He was also waving his arms excitedly. Xiao was on the side, looking at the excited Ash with a smile. The surrounding atmosphere is peaceful. Only Shinji. He originally had a dark temperament. Even their whole face was black. 82 Ash, brother Mulin, do you know magic? Fourth more, free Pokemon, in the real world, is allowed. But this is based on certain premise. For example, trainer is seriously ill and can no longer take care of Pokemon, or Pokemon grows too fast, and the level of trainer can't keep up. Unable to bond with Pokemon. In this case, Alliance allows trainer to release Pokemon. But what Shinji did was not to release life, but abandoned. I despise Pokemon for being weak, and choose to abandon it. This approach, though not like selling Pokemon, will be punished by Alliance, but it will also be spurned by trainer. Of course, the Pokemon game. Many players pursue the so-called high individual value, or the pursuit of character, ability and so on. Will catch many Pokemon, leaving only one suitable. All others were released. This is understandable. After all, that's the game. In the face, just some data. But this is different from the real world, abandoning the Pokemon that is with me day and night. The nature is completely different. Shinji heard Mulin praise Chimcha. It will definitely shine in the future. I feel very uncomfortable. Although Shinji did not participate in the contest competition in Jiayan City, but he has seen Mulin's Lugia through overwhelming videos and got to know Mulin. Riding Hoenn Supreme Mythical Rayquaza. Vision, experience, all aspects. Shinji had to admit Mulin is much higher than him. Think Chimcha with such potential, taken under Ash's command. Shinji who wants to find the strongest Pokemon. I regretted very much. He was really not reconciled, so he could only exclaim, Humphrey, obviously a trash Pokemon. I think it's a lie to say that it will shine in the future. What do you know? Dawn, who has always been gentle, can't understand Shinji's actions the most. He said loudly, Mulin Big Brother is the one who can control Rayquaza. He will never lie. With your level, you don't deserve to question Mulin Big Brother. Dawn was right. Mulin's level is obvious to all. Xiao Gang also echoed. Sounds so powerful. For example, come to a battle to see if it's really that powerful. Shinji challenges Ash. Chimcha. Ash looked at Chimcha in his arms. Some hesitation. He didn't know that Mulin had already fixed it for him. Toxins in the body of Chimcha. Just no Chimcha now, all dirty. From the looks of it, it's a bit miserable. Ash is not sure if Chimcha will be able to fight again. Then there was no sound. Dawn on the side couldn't stand it anymore, and said immediately, Chimcha just had a big fight. After losing so much physical strength, you want to fight now? You are really above board. Humphrey. Shinji, who couldn't say anything, just shut up and didn't speak. At this moment, Sleepy Piao patted Ash on the shoulder. She smiled and said to him, I think Chimcha should be fine! Chimcha waved his arms to show that he was fine. Feel empowered. Since this is the case, Ash was cheered up by Mulin's encouragement, plus Chimcha. Putting the hat on his head backwards, he said to Shinji with a fighting spirit, Shinji, come on, I'll use Chimcha to beat you. Prove that Chimcha is definitely not the trash Pokemon you're talking about. Chimcha, too, waved his arms. Make a fist. Humphrey. Shinji took out the baby ball disapprovingly, and released Illichid. Ask for flowers. Illichid. Use Thunder Punch. No extra nonsense. As soon as the battle started, Shinji immediately launched an attack. Thunder Shock. Illichid released a sizzling electric current, which gathered in his hands. Quickly attacked Chimcha. Chimcha, don't be afraid, fight back with Flamethrower. Ash yelled. A Chimcha desperate to prove himself. The neck leans back slightly. Take a big breath, until the stomach is bulging. 0. Then squirt forward. A scorching flame about half a meter thick. There was an instant shock. Confront the incoming Illichid. Hot flames. Sun meets Electabuzz. Immediately suppress the electric current on his fist. Afterwards, all the scorching flames hit Illichid's body. Thunder Shock. Suddenly hit by the scorching flames, Illichid couldn't move forward, so he could only retreat again and again. There were burns of varying degrees on his body. Meet Chimcha. Unleash such a powerful flamethrower. Ash froze. Shinji, rival, was also stunned. Dawn and Xiaogang looked at each other silently. Both were surprised by each other's eyes. This Chimcha, flamethrower out of use. So strong. Moreover, even with such a powerful flame attack, Chimcha just took a few breaths. Totally different from anything I've seen before. At least twice as strong. Brother Mulin. Could it be magic? Ash looked at Mulin in surprise. Chapter 83. The possibility of Lucario's bond evolution. 5th. Damn it. Injured by a garbage Pokemon attack. There was anger in Shinji's eyes. Illichid. Use Thunder Punch. Thunder Shock. Illichid held on to the discomfort in his body, and condensed the electric current. Condensed lightning on the fist. Launched another shock. Mulin saw that Ash was still looking at him in surprise. A word of caution. Ash. The battle is still going on. Don't be distracted. Yes. Ash quickly put away the surprise in his heart. Gaze back at Electabuzz gathering lightning. Thunder Shock. After a short period of condensation, Illichid performed the explosive 310 lightning. Running towards Chimcha, attacking. Ash quickly gave instructions. Chimcha, use dig to avoid. XG. Chimcha uses both hands and feet. Quickly dig a cave on the ground. Drilled in. Illichid, who rushed over, waved his fist empty. It's now. Ash saw the opportunity and shouted. Chimcha, attack. Chimcha drilled out of the ground. Carrying the shock, it slammed into the lightning monster. Tap smack down empty. The lightning monster that hadn't returned to defense in time was knocked into the air several meters away. Chance. Ash saw rival fell to the ground, and spoke again. Chimcha, use flamethrower. Chimcha shrank his neck. Then quickly spray on Illichid. Fiery flamethrower, gushes out again. Constantly roasting Illichid. Illichid who was attacked 3 times in a row. I can't take it anymore. Directly lost combat effectiveness. Yeah, Chimcha, we won. Seeing Illichid collapsed, Ash ran to Chimcha excitedly. Chimcha also opened his hands and ran towards Ash in both directions. Damn it. Useless things. Shinji angrily took back Illichid. After losing the battle, he no longer has the face to stay here. He left without saying a word. Cheers to celebrate after the victory. Ash hugged Chimcha and ran to Mulin. Returning to the calm Ash, he looked at Mulin with some puzzlement. Brother Mulin. Why, the flame monkey has become so powerful. The flamethrower used is obviously much more powerful than before. Mulin knew the character of the 3 of Ash, and did not hide it. Own the power of the rock that can heal Pokemon's injuries. Take the general situation of Chimcha. Talked to Ash and several people. After listening to the 3 people, Ash looked clear. Ash said, I see. Chimcha was injured earlier. Coupled with Shinji's high-intensity training, It is impossible to display the real combat experience. Thanks to Mulin, Big Brother have the ability to heal Pokemon. Dawn reminded. Yes. Ash got up quickly. He bowed deeply to Mulin. Brother Mulin, thank you. Flame Tilda Shimcha also bowed along with Ash. You're welcome. Big Solaceon waved his hand. Ash said with emotion, Brother Mulin's ability is really amazing. It's the same as the owner of Sabrina I met before. She has the ability to teleport objects. There are such amazing Pokemon in this world. Ash and others have supernatural powers for Mulin. Not too surprised. Sabrina? Hear what Ash said. Mulin remembered meeting in Mount Silver. Sabrina who said she wanted to be with her. This time passes. I don't know how to control her superpower. The next trip to Kanto, maybe I'll run into her again. Just thinking about it, Ash said again. Brother, do you think I will also have supernatural powers like you? It's just that I haven't awakened yet. Mulin withdrew his thoughts, smiled and said to Ash, Ash, you still have it. But just like you said, you haven't awakened yet. Really? Ash is so excited. Really? Mulin smiled. Does Ash have powers? Have it. Although Ash is usually a bit reckless, but he has a good heart. Can empathize well with Pokemon. Also this. Later Ash meets Greninja, the reason for the evolution of Ninja Frog. After chatting with the trio for a few words, Mulin checked the time. It's time to go to the airport. 4.0 Take the plane to Kanto region. Then bid farewell to the trio, ride on Little Lugia and fly towards the airport. Mulin sitting on the plane bound for Kanto region, looking at the clouds flying by outside the window. He rested his chin in thought. Ash is connected because of his Greninja, so as to achieve a unique Fetter evolution. Then Xiao and I both have the power of Waveguard, weather. Xiao and I also have the possibility of Bond evolution. 84 The ruin of Tokiwa City. Giovanni's ambition. 6th. The plane that Mulin took falls in Tokiwa City in the Kanto region. Walk the streets of Joban City. Mulin wondered if he came to the wrong place. The entire city of Vikapan looks very depressed, dilapidated. Low-rise buildings are everywhere. Only a few shops on the street are open. Homage City in Sinnoh region. If it is a first-tier city, then Tokiwa City, at most, it can only be regarded as a fifth-tier city. Judging from the dilapidation of Tokiwa City, it is estimated that even some wealthy towns can't compare. In addition to the dilapidated city, people passing by. He also looked in a hurry, passing by quickly. The vigilance in the eyes of every passerby is very serious. In response, Mulin sighed silently. The reason why Tokiwa City is so dilapidated, a large part of the reason is because of the Rockets. A long time ago, the master of the gymnasium guarding the city, it's Giovanni of the Rockets, the leader of an evil organization, responsible for guarding the security of a city. How ironic. Because of Giovanni, often 26 people from the Rockets come and go in and out of Tokiwa City. The Rockets have a lot of people. There are more sneaky things. Very bad social atmosphere. This caused a large number of locals to leave. Foreign travelers are not willing to come. Accelerated the decline of Tokiwa City. As the Rockets grow stronger and stronger, Giovanni gave up his identity as the gym master. Also not long ago, the Kanto Alliance appointed King Lu, who failed to compete for the Kanto Championship, come to serve as the owner of the Viking Gym. King Lu, who is the head of the gymnasium, served Tokiwa City with all my heart. Spare no effort to fight criminals. Only then did the atmosphere in Tokiwa City change slightly. But freezing 3 feet is not a one-day cold. Wants to completely change Tokiwa City. It will take time. The city is so dilapidated. Mulin also has no idea of traveling. Just as night fell, then I found a decent hotel, checked in, go to bed early. Kanto region, Saffron City, hundreds of meters underground, Team Rocket's secret headquarters base. Inside Giovanni's office. Boss, with the smooth progress of the plan on the new island, our experimental subjects have already begun to show vital signs. According to Dr. Fuji's research plan, there is still half a year to go, and the experimental subjects will be able to leave the warehouse. But according to Dr. Fuji's report, the experimental subjects frequently broke out mental riots. I'm afraid we can't tame it with the power we have now. The person who spoke was Giovanni's secretary, Xiao. In the office, a luxurious leather office chair turns, wearing a wine-red suit. A middle-aged man with a curly hair appeared. This man is the leader of Team Rocket, Giovanni. Giovanni's looks gives an unremarkable feeling, but Giovanni's temperament. Just one glance is enough to make an impression. Giovanni is one of the most compelling villains in the world. In other evil organizations, while chasing the divine beast, Giovanni has already started building the strongest weapon that belongs to oneself. Giovanni's fingers tapped the table. He said in a deep voice with no expression on his face, "Spiritual riot experiments are the cornerstone of our Team Rocket to conquer the world. There is no room for loss. Send the order to launch the violent sound wave set in the Viridian forest. The Alliance gang will definitely go to quell the riots in the Evergreen forest. Let Petrel and Archer take advantage of Alliance being short-staffed. Take action against Silver Corporation. Take the Master Ball they secretly researched. I believe that with that Master Ball, the experimental subject can be controlled." Yes, the real bird quickly recorded it and did not leave directly. Been a secretary to Giovanni for so many years. Real bird knew that Giovanni had something to say. He pondered for a while. Giovanni asked, Any idea who killed Ariana? The real bird showed guilt. He replied, who did it? I don't know yet. But just grab Sabrina and interrogate her to get the result. Giovanni did not continue the subject. Instead, he asked again. The forces of the two organizations. The Water Fleet and the Lava Team. How's the takeover going? Makoto opened the file and replied, currently, the valuable items of the two organizations have been moved to the headquarters. And the two organizations, the forces in the hands of the Hoenn region, have been completely taken over by us. The next step is to start dispatching troops from the headquarters into the Hoenn region. At the same time, according to Surd's report, she has already contacted Cyrus in the Sinnoh region. A preliminary cooperation intention for intelligence sharing has been reached. Okay. Giovanni picked up a glass of red wine from his desk. Gently shake the wine in the glass, then take a sip. Turn the leather sofa and turn your back. After a while, he arranged and said, very good. Notify Surd, and then contact Team Plasma in the Unova region. That ambitious man, Questy, should be happy to cooperate with us. Yes, Jadebird replied respectfully and left the office. Giovanni swirled the red wine in his glass. Then down the drain. His eyes sparkle. Archie, Maxie, Cyrus, Quish, just stupid ones. I want to fulfill my ambition, but put hope on external forces. Doomed. They will fail. Absorb their power and use it for me. The world will be in Team Rocket's pocket. 85 Pokemon riots in the Viridian forest. First update. Next morning. Mulin, after waking up, feeling extraordinarily energetic, as if the whole body is full of strength. Maybe it's because I came near Viridian forest. Staying here feels like absorbing the natural force field from around me all the time. The energetic Mulin plans to departure to Viridian forest. Perhaps practice there can make your own power. Faster upgrades. Taking advantage of the situation, I packed my backpack and checked out. They passed through the dilapidated city of Tokiwa, entered the Viridian forest. The endless forest. Everywhere you look, all are lush and vibrant green plants. Big trees with luxuriant foliage shaded the sun. It doesn't look stuffy either. In the evergreen forest live many Pokemon. For example, the Kanto region. The more common ones are Caterpie, Weedle, Oddish, etc. At the same time, deep in the Viridian forest, it's not all forests. Grasslands, mountains, and lakes will also appear. Among them, there are many Pokemon with ground, water, rock, and steel types. Viridian forest is just a general term. Walk in the Viridian forest. Mulin stretched comfortably. It's so comfortable. It feels like all the cells are turned on. Stay here and practice for a day, and the progress of Viridian power will be 10 times faster than usual. Mulin was walking while lamenting the magic of Viridian forest, because the location where Mulin walks, not the entrance. So Mulin released Lucario. Lucario and other ranks have reached the championship level. Weak Pokemon dare not approach at all. Just as Mulin was absorbing the essence of heaven and earth while relaxing while strolling through the Viridian forest, suddenly, a Beedrill emerges from the woods. Beedrill's blood-red compound eyes were full of violent aura. Without saying a word, he held up the spike in his hand, aimed at Mulin's soft neck. Start a sprint. Lucario, who was guarding Mulin, quickly reacted. With a bang, he rushed out. Spikes in Beedrill's hand. In Lucario or Airberg's body, a burst of ember was wiped out. Subsequently, he was punched by Lucario on his slender waist. Beedrill was directly sent flying. Sudden change. It directly attracted Mulin's attention. Okay? Mulin's eyes were focused on falling to the ground. Struggle leaned on the standing Beedrill. The relevant data automatically appeared in Mulin's eyes. Pokemon, Beedrill. Gender, male. Attribute, insect, poison. Ability, insect premonition. When the physical strength is reduced, the power of the attribute moves will increase. Level, 40. Elementary Gymnasium? Potential, Gym? Skills, Fury Attack, Bug Bite, Poison Barb, Harden, Focus Energy, Venoshock, Assurance. Contest Condition, Frenzy, because of some kind of sound wave influence. The energy in the body is disordered. Under this contest condition, it is aggressive. Remarks, living in the Viridian forest, the Beedrill is just an ordinary day. Check out Beedrill's contest condition through the spying eye, shown as Berserk. Mulin frowned. This contest condition is exactly the same as Darkrai's situation at the time. No wonder this Beedrill will attack us. Is Team Rocket experimenting with Pokemon in the Viridian forest? Just thinking about it. There was a humming sound from my father! Lucario reminded Mulin aloud. I see. Through the investigation of the power of Waveguard, Mulin was found deep in the forest. More than a dozen Beedrills sprang out. These are equal orders of Beedrill. They have all reached gymnasium level or above. There are 2 of them who have even reached the initial stage of elite. Beedrill in groups, same as the one that fell down. Blood-red compound eyes, full of rage. As soon as he found Mulin, he flapped his thin cicada wings. Attack. Mulin frowned even deeper. Randomly released 2 other Pokemon. Silver, Darkrai, fix them. Hiss tilde, Lili tilde, Darkrai and Little Lugia all resorted to their own means of attack. Attack the incoming Beedrill. Just when Mulin was in a fierce battle with Beedrill, in the depths of Viridian Forest, there is a launch tower. This transmission tower is emitting a lot of strange sound waves to the outside world. Once you hear this, Sonic Pokémon will immediately fall into a frenzy. North of Viridian Forest! Exclamation mark. Roar. A group of Rhydon, roaring continuously, lead the Rhydons. A champion Rhyperior. Rhyperior slammed into a rock angrily. It seems that this can reduce the pain in his brain. Subsequently, this group of Rhydon, under the leadership of the Super Armor Mad Star, run fast, away from the range of weird sound waves. And the direction they are running is Pewter City, east of Viridian Forest. Wow! Good job. The gathering place of the Nido clan is also roaring growl again and again, under the leadership of the leader Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Lots of Nidorino, Nidrina, dodge the weird sound waves and keep running forward. The direction they were running was Tokiwa City, with the weird sound waves erected by the rockets. The entire Viridian Forest. All Pokémon are mutated. Their brains are only left with madness. A large number of Pokémon, springing up from the Viridian Forest parent. A wave of Pokémon riots was formed. Predictably, when these berserk Pokémon, out of the Viridian Forest, will be on the surrounding city. What havoc. 86 Pokémon tied riots, all staff level up. Second update. Viridian Forest, very big. Enchanted Forest in the Johto region. Petalburg Woods in the Hoenn region. Eterna Forest in the Sinnoh region. Pinwheel Forest in the Unova region. All these forests are not as big as the Viridian Forest. Maybe it's because of the vast Viridian Forest. That's why the power of Viridian was born. Lucario punches. Blaster Gym Grade Bbook haven't had time to prepare for the next step. The surrounding Bbook launched an attack again. Fortunately, Lucario of Steel type, not afraid of poison. He kept waving his fists and launched a fierce attack. Hiss tilde. Darkrai has not been idle, continuously overflowing Dark Pulse, forming circles of black ripples. No need to aim at all because he's by his side. Gathered a lot of Sandslash. Lili tilde. Mulin rides on 063 Little Lugia, dodges attacks from ground-type Pokémon. However, the air is not without enemies. Lots of Fearow and Pyote. Target Little Lugia. Constantly use the long and pointed beak to attack. Little Lugia under the command of Mulin. Use the two skills Steel Wing and Aerial Ace. Quick attack or dodge. A Pokémon in the Viridian Forest affected by the sound of the rampage. It's just too much. Even one move per second. There are also new Pokémon added constantly. Mulin riding on Little Lugia. Gather the power of Viridian from time to time to help it recover stamina and energy. Fortunately, this is the Viking Forest. The Viking power in Mulin's body can get quick refills. No, continue like this. We'll be overwhelmed by the Pokémon tide. We must get out quickly. Mulin saw in the distance. There is also a large group of Golem, Fire Monkey, Rapidash. He kept running towards his direction. Xiao Mega Evolution, Corkscrew Crash, Darkrai, Black Hole Eclipse, Silver, Aeroblast. Mulin riding on Little Lugia. Give orders to 3 Pokémon through the power of Waveguide. Luca. The hair on Lucario's body grows like crazy. The momentum of the sky swept up. Dazzling white light bloomed all over his body. Like the scorching sun. Lucario roared wildly, and the power of the Waveguide exploded. With the power of Waveguide, bulldoze ground. The body, like a Nuremberg top. Launch the strongest impact towards the Bbook in front of you. Hiss tilde. The inextricable haze poured out of Darkrai. Haze forms a giant energy ball. Head towards the Sandslash fling ahead. Lili tilde. A blue light shone from Little Lugia. A pure white whirlwind that could turn everything into dust condensed from the mouth. Blast at Fearow and Pyote. 3 Pokémon, using their strongest skills. Blast all the rivals in front of you. Blow up numerous rivals. In front of him, it was temporarily quiet. In Mulin's mind, the system's notification tone also sounded. Your Lucario experience accumulation has reached the requirements, and there, Kaga, level has reached level 69 to reach the peak of the championship. Your Darkrai experience accumulation has reached the requirements, the level has reached level 69, and the level has reached the peak of the champion. Your Lugia experience accumulation has reached the requirements, the level has reached level 60, and the level has reached the elementary level of the champion. After arduous battles, all 3 Pokémon have gained a lot of experience. The level has been greatly improved. The improvement in level is normal if it is changed. Mulin will be very happy. But now, there is no time for him to be happy. Using their powerful skills, they killed a large number of rivals in seconds. But the 3 Pokémon also fell into the blank period of skills. Silver, fall. Mulin directed Little Lugia to fly down. Lili tilde. Utilized Aeroblast's Little Lugia. Some calendars slowly descend from the air. Everyone come here. As soon as he returned to the ground, Mulin held out his hand. Madly absorbing the energy of the Viking Forest Lin high, it entered the body. Then through the body, Transform these energies into the power of ordinary rock. Give your own 3 Pokemon to replenish their physical strength. Use yourself as a carrier. Inject the power of Viridian into the body of Pokemon. This is also a test for him, but it was also because of Mulin's action. The meridians in the body are thus widened. The force that can be accommodated becomes more. Okay. Well, Mulin withdrew his hand. In just 10 seconds, sweat had already left on his big forehead. Meanwhile, 3 Pokemon have recovered to perfect contest condition. Glancing at the Pokemon running ahead, Mulin quickly rode onto little Lugia, said, "Silver, don't fly too high later." Then he pointed to the violent Pokemon running in front of him. Speaking to Lucario and Darkrai, "Xiao, Darkrai, follow us. Don't fight those raging Pokemon. Get over them as much as you can." Mulin's purpose is very simple. That is to continue to go deep into the Viking forest, only to find and destroy the device that emits violent sound waves. Only then can this Pokemon right be quelled. Lucario and Darkrai nodded solemnly. Walk. 87 Yulongdu, hidden in the Viridian forest is a great power? Third change. Over time, more and more Pokemon ran out from the Viridian forest. A raging Pokemon, left with nothing but a desire to destroy. Crazy destruction. See everything. Casualties occurred one after another in Pewter City and Joban City. Soon, the report was received by the Kanto Alliance. The event of a Pokemon attacking a city, highly valued. The Kanto Elite Four were immediately dispatched. Take the investigators to support. Meanwhile, Mulin is carrying 3 Pokemon. Fly in the opposite direction from where the Pokemon rushed out. Lucario casually takes out a Rhydon, then quickly followed. Instead, the flying Darkrai is able to levitate. Can easily follow behind little Lugia, completely unaffected by terrain. It would be great if Xiao could fly. Mulin, who was riding on little Lugia, muttered something. After a rapid advance, continue to go deep into the depths of the Viridian forest. Go deeper into the Viridian forest. The Pokemon living here are stronger. The impact is the greatest. An elite intermediate Pyout fighting an elite mid-tier Fearow. Forget about their respective skills. Bite each other completely by instinct. More than this, Mulin saw an Nidoqueen at the peak of elite, beating an elite mid-level Nidoking. He gnawed on Nidoking with big mouthfuls. Affected by rage, all Pokemon are friend or foe. Also irrational. Among the Pokemon group, Mulin saw a tall tower standing abruptly in the forest. One look at this tower, it is known that it was made by human beings. On the spire, there is a big horn with a strange shape. It seems that these violent sound waves are estimated. It should have come from here. Rampage Pokemon around. It seems to be consciously avoiding this tower. As Mulin approached, a pack of Pokemon losing their minds. Feel Mulin and his Pokemon. There is an aura that does not belong to the Viridian forest. They put down their rivals one after another. Launch an attack towards Mulin. Mulin frowned. Xiao, Darkrai, you fight on your own. Be careful not to get hurt. Lucario and Darkrai agreed. So I started to deal with this group of violent Pokemon. Silver, take me to that tower. Mulin patted the little Lugia under the seat. Little Lugia flapped her wings. Dodge Fearow and Pyout's pursuit steadily sent Mulin to the top of the tower. Then little Lugia spread her wings. Fight with Pyout and Fearow who are chasing after you. Boom. Mulin kicked open the door on the tower. A laboratory appeared inside. A machine was placed in the laboratory. Behind this machine, there are several wires. It is connected to the loudspeaker outside the high platform. This is the thing that is making the sound waves that make Pokemon go berserk. Mulin stepped forward to observe carefully. The mechanical structure is very simple. The machine in front of me should be something that produces strange sound waves, and the speakers outside the tower should be zoo diffusers. Send the energy of sound waves to the entire Viridian forest. Just turn the machinery off. You can stop the sound waves that make Pokemon go berserk. Just when Mulin wanted to use the power of Waveguide to destroy this machine, suddenly, I remembered the past. What happened when Darkrai was conquered? Darkrai, who fell into a berserk contest condition at the time. Even if he was subdued by force, he didn't exit the violent contest condition immediately either. Finally, rely on yourself. Use the power of Everstone to help him clear the rage from his mind. In other words, even if the machine is destroyed, at most, this machine can only stop producing new violent sound waves. It's not going to be back in time for the Pokemon out there. Just as Mulin was thinking, his 3 Pokemon sounded. It doesn't seem to be affected by the violent sound waves. It should be impregnated with the power of Viridian, making a few of my Pokemon immune to the effects of violent sound waves. Perhaps I can pass this machine. Ask for flowers. Come and quiet these Pokemon. Thinking of this, Mulin quickly disassembled the sound wave device. Toss aside. Take a deep breath. Cover your hands over the energy diffuser. The power of the rock. Start. The invisible air current directly washed away the bangs on Mulin's forehead. Launched with Mulin's power of the rock. Nature power of the entire Viridian forest. It seems to have been revived. With Mulin as the center, a vortex is formed. Spread out in all directions. The first contact is the Pokemon outside the tower. Pyout and Fearow, no longer chasing each other. Nidoqueen also stopped beating Nidoking. Pokemon infected by Viridian power. ... 0. The fury in his eyes dissipated quickly. Restoration of clarity. With the spread of the power of Viridian, The Pokemon are destroying the city frantically. They all stopped. After seeing the surrounding situation clearly, he shook his head and returned to Viridian Forest. At this moment, Lorelei and Bruno come down to Pewter City with a team of investigators. When I caught my eye, I saw the violent Pokemon receded like the tide. Bruno looked confused. What's going on here? Affected by my domineering aura, they all ran away. Lorelei rolled his eyes at Bruno. Domineering spirit, are you sure it's not a bastard? Yulongdu took his men and came to Changpan City, looking at the entrance of Viridian Forest in shock. His shock didn't come from the Pokemon retreating orderly into the forest. Instead, he was shocked by the fact that he felt an extremely vast power of Changpan. That's right. Yulongdu also contains the power of Viridian, so it can be sensed more clearly than others. Such a thick Viridian power. Could it be that there is a great power hidden in Changpan Senlilai? P.S. To report to all readers, I have modified the beginning. Mulin is not a soul traveler, but a traveler 18 years ago. My childhood sweetheart with Cynthia Tilda. In order to awaken the system, he worked as a history professor at Celestic Laboratory. 88 Alliance, the Rockets, go all out to find Mulin. 4th update. In the depths of the Viridian Forest, Luca Tilda, His Tilda, Lui Tilda. Mulin's 3 Pokemon looked at him with concern. I'm fine, it's just a little exhausted. Mulin waved at the 3 Pokemon. Although Mulin looks very embarrassed now, drenched with sweat, it was like being fished out of the water. But at this moment, his eyes were piercing. It seems that the stars and the sea are hidden in it. That's because of the impact of the massive force of Viridian. The meridian in his body has been broadened to the greatest extent. The power that can be stored in the body has also become more. For humans, it can be simply understood as becoming 6,000 handsome. For Pokemon, Mulin has completely become a moving spring at this time. They can replenish their physical strength and energy at any time. Stand on the tower. Mulin watched each go back to each house, each looking for each mother. A departing wild Pokemon muttered, this time the Pokemon Riot. Nearly being buried by these wild raging Pokemon. But overall, it's not bad. At least Xiao and the others have advanced to the peak of the championship. It's only one step away from breaking through to the 3rd level lower god. Silver's progress is a bit slower though, but the growth rate is also very fast. The power of Viridian has also improved along with the trend. The harvest is still good. Just as Mulin was thinking, the little Lugia next to her made a stomach rumbling sound. Little Lugia uses her wings shyly. Cover your stomach, Gulilu. Who knows Lucario on the side. The stomach also made a sound involuntarily. Lucario also scratched his head in embarrassment. Little Lugia and Lucario looked at each other, then they both laughed. His Darkrai has such a tacit understanding for the two of them. Rolled his eyes. Everyone has been busy for so long. You must be hungry. Let's start the fire and cook. Mulin waved at the 3 Pokemon. Simply camp here to rest. Kanto region, Indigo Plateau. Yulongdu is working with the top leaders of the alliance headed by Dama Lanky. Report on this Pokemon riot. When we split into 2 groups, we reached Pewter, Viking City. Prepare to organize wild Pokemon to destroy the city. Just when we were about to start, a powerful power of Viridian overflowed from the Viridian Forest. All Berserk Pokemon, all returned to normal. According to my speculation, it is very likely to be in the Viridian Forest. There is a great power hidden. This powerful shot, purify the spirit of Pokemon. Damalanchai frowned when he heard Yulongdu's report. He stroked his grey beard with his hand and said, try to find this person. His ability is very powerful. Even if we can't get the other party to join us, we must show our goodwill to the other party. Yulongdu nodded. I understand. Immediately afterwards, Damalanchai continued, have you found out what caused the Pokemon riot this time? Yulongdu's expression became ugly, and he said, we are still investigating. But it fits the way the Rockets do things. Damalan frowned even deeper. The Rockets must be planning something with such a big fanfare. The next period of time, you work harder and pay more attention. Yulongdu, President, I understand. Saffron City, Team Rocket's secret headquarters base. Giovanni's office. The real bird is reporting to Giovanni. Giovanni, who has always been expressionless and doesn't show his anger easily, can't hide the surprise in his eyes. Frowning, he asked the real bird, the violent Pokemon, was purified in an instant? Makoto replied respectfully, report to the leader, it is true. Giovanni's fingers tapped the table rhythmically. After a while, he raised his head and said in a deep voice, check. Mobilize all intelligence personnel to find out who did it. After finding out the identity of the other party, don't act rashly. Report to me immediately. Yes. Real bird didn't dare to neglect, and immediately recorded Giovanni's request. Been Giovanni's secretary for so long. Still hearing Giovanni for the first time talk to her in such a dignified tone. After recording, Makoto spoke again, boss. Then we have a plan to capture the Master Ball of Silver Company. Stop temporarily, or continue. Please instruct. Giovanni rubbed his swollen temples and said, you can't pause. Our god-making plan is nearing completion. Need to be controlled by Master Ball, that experimental subject. True bird, You inform Car. Tell him to take those sea monsters and go to Cerulean City to wait for my order. Since there is no way to attract the attention of the Alliance through the Berserk Spirit 2.5, then let's change it. Yes, Matri replied and exited Giovanni's office. Giovanni poured himself a glass of red wine, swirled the goblet lightly. Do not know why, a bad premonition rose in his heart. It's like Team Rocket's ambition to conquer the world. It didn't happen that the progress of the god-making plan was coming to an end. 89 World Earl Dervish Tree. Mew! Exclamation mark. Fifth more. Time flies. It has been 3 days since Mulin stayed in the depths of Viridian Forest. In the depths of Viridian Forest, there are many powerful wild Pokémon, so Mulin is not in a hurry to leave. Just in time for special training for Pokémon. At this moment, he was directing Little Rocky to fight Little Lugia's rival, an elite Pyote. Silver, Steel Wing. Tilda. The broad wings of Little Lugia shone with white light. Rapidly charged at Pyote. Boom. Little Lugia, twice the size of Pyote, with a powerful impact, knocked Pyote into the air. Tilda. Pyote groaned and fell from the sky. His eyes rolled in circles, and he lost his fighting power. Tilda. Little Lugia screamed in the air, swearing his victory. As the number of battles involved increases, Little Lugia changed her timid temper. The more 26, the more confident I am. It also has the demeanor of a beast. Silver, come back. Mulin waved to the Little Lugia in the air. Tilda. Little Lugia flew back to Mulin's side, rubbing Mulin with her slender neck. Okay, Xiao, he should be cooking. Let's go back. Mulin stroked Little Lugia's head. Then jump on top of him. Tilda. Little Lugia took off quickly and flew towards the camp. Before the camp, Mulin took a sip of warm water. He looked at his 3 Pokémon. Little Lugia and Lucario chatted while eating berries. Darkrai sat quietly aside. No energy cubes. Xiao and Darkrai, regardless of level, it has reached the bottleneck. Fighting against normal Pokémon, you can no longer gain more experience, including Silver, fighting regular wild Pokémon. The experience gained is not as much as before. Continuing to fight ordinary wild Pokémon is no longer necessary. Thinking of this, Mulin looked leisurely into the distance. Since we're all here, maybe you can go there and have a look before going back. The place Mulin mentioned is the deepest part of Viridian Forest. There, it is called the Tree of the World. Earl Dervish. Finished. Mulin took back Lucario and Darkrai. Ride Little Lugia. Set off towards the deepest part of Viridian Forest. With Little Lugia's fast flying, there are fewer and fewer wild Pokémon around. The boundless forest looks very quiet. Crossed the boundless forest. In the distance, several high mountains appeared. Little Lugia, who sat down, slowed down. Used telepathy to connect with Mulin. Mulin, turn over the mountains ahead. I feel that there is a big tree with very strong life force. Little Lugia's voice was a bit dignified. I sensed it too. Mulin patted Little Lugia, signaling him not to be nervous. Over the mountains, Mulin finally arrived at the destination. Meet the fabled world of the Tree of Earl Dervish. It's spectacular and shocking. The Tree of Earl Dervish in the world is thousands of meters high. It is a towering tree in the true sense. The trunk of the tree is composed of layers of crystal clear rock formations. It's like being sculpted out of crystal. At the same time, the tree body is full of streamers of various colors. Even an ordinary person, standing in the distance, you can also feel the world Earl Dervish tree. It exudes a surging life force. In this environment, Diane was not careless. Randomly released Lucario and Darkrai. Tilda. Lucario habitually followed Mulin, looking around vigilantly. Darkrai would have been the same. Subconsciously, he wanted to stand by Mulin's side as a guard. But at this moment, Dark types Darkrai. It seems to feel something. Hissed Tilda. An alert growl was issued. What's wrong, Darkrai? From the moment he set foot here, Mulin let go of the 3 divine powers. I have been carefully observing the surroundings. However, no abnormalities were found, except for a few of them. There is no one else around the Tree of the World. Earl Dervish. Hissed Tilda. Haze overflowed from Darkrai. Haze formed circles of ripples, waves away towards the front. Not far away, the space twisted for a while. A Pokémon appears. 543. This Pokémon looks like a pink kitten. The tail is about twice as long as the height, and the tip of the tail is olive-shaped. The big blue eyes are triangular in shape. The appearance is really cute. Mew. Mulin recognized this Pokémon immediately. Break open the invisible Mew by Darkrai's evil energy. Mimi. Floating around, a pair of blue eyes. Looking curiously at Mulin and his Pokémon. Open your searching eyes. Automatically, relevant data appeared in Mulin's mind. Pokémon, Mew? Attribute, superpower? Ability, synchronization, transmit your own poisoning, paralysis or burn contest conditioned rival, level, 89, upper level 2 god. Skills, all. Contest condition. Remarks, this Pokémon has incredible adaptability, can freely shuttle in the water and fly freely in the air. 90 Mew has mastered the remote control of the 3 holy pillars. 6th more. According to legend, Mew has all the genes of Pokémon, can learn all Pokémon skills. Considered the originator of Pokémon. Other than that, Mew is lively and playful by nature, curious and playful. However, its temperament is capricious, beyond human feelings, interests, and ethics. Therefore, there will be a pure and cruel side. So in some ancient records, Mu is an existence beyond human comprehension. Mimi, Mu, who was floating in the air, looked at Mulin and the others curiously. Even if Darkrai used Dark Pulse just now, it was not annoyed to force him out of shape. Mulin waved to Darkrai, signaling him to relax. If it's the same as before, send Dark Pulse again. There's a good chance that Mu will feel like he's being taunted. Although in the original work, Mu's fighting power is not very strong, but at any rate, he is a second-level god. Really angry. The current 3 Pokémon are really not his rival. Swish! Mu instantly appeared in front of Mulin. The distance between the two is very close, almost cheek to cheek. Mu tilted his head, as if thinking about the human being in front of him. It seems to be different from other humans. Those blue eyes were full of curiosity about the building. Mulin smiled at Mu. I want to connect with each other through the power of Waveguide and release my goodwill. The power of Waveguide is invincible. At this time, it has no effect at all. Like a stone sinking into the ocean, unable to connect to Mu's mind. Mimi tilde question mark tilde. It seems that Mulin has been observed enough. Mu yelped and swished his long tail. Disappear quickly. Appeared again. Already hundreds of meters away. Mimi. Mu's long tail flicked again. Whirled rock formations around the tree of Earl Dervish. There was a burst of tremors. Then, there was a sound of heavy objects falling to the ground. The tree of the world Earl Dervish has 3 directions, left, middle and right. 3 Pokémon came out respectively. Rock Titan Regilock, Titan Regis of Ice, Titan Registeel of Steel. Mulin recognized these 3 Titan-like Pokémon at a glance, opened the investigating eye and observed the date with several Pokémon. Pokémon, Regilock, attribute, Rock, ability, Eternal Pure Body, ability will not be reduced because of rivals' moves or ability, level, 75, median 3rd level god, skills, Charge Beam, Rock Throw, Bulldoze, Ancient Power, Rock Slide, Stone Edge, Zap Cannon, Breaking Light. Contest condition, not activated. Remarks, Pokémon that has been called Imprison in the past. If the body is damaged in battle, it will find a new rock by itself to repair it. Pokémon, Regis, attribute, Ice, ability, Eternal Pure Body, ability will not be reduced because of rivals' moves or ability, level, 75, median 3rd level god. Skills, Charge Beam, Icy Wind, Freezing Ray, Arm Hammer, Blizzard, Zap Cannon, Hyper Beam. Contest condition, not activated. Remarks, Pokémon that has been called Imprison in the past, possesses a body made of ice, which cannot be melted even in lava. Pokémon, Registeel, attribute, Steel, ability, Eternal Pure Body, ability will not be reduced because of rivals' moves or ability, level, 75, median 3rd level god. Skills, Charge Beam, Metal Claw, Flash Cannon, Heavy Impact, Zap Cannon, Hyper Beam. Contest condition, not activated. Remarks, Pokémon that has been called Imprison in the past. After tens of thousands of years of underground pressure tempering, the metal body has become invulnerable. Mulin was not surprised by the appearance of the 3 Holy Pillars. The legendary 3 Holy Pillars guard the world Earl Dervish tree. Inactivated? What does it mean? Mulin observed that the contest condition column of the 3 sacred pillars showed that it was not activated. While thinking about it, Mu floated beside the 3 sacred pillars. A flick of the long tail. It was as if the switch of the 3 sacred pillars had been turned on. At this moment, the 3 holy pillars are in the contest condition column. From the original inactive to active, the light spots on Sanxingzu's body lit up one after another. Suddenly, 3 auras belong to the 3rd level gods, also emanating from them. Mu floated around the 3 holy pillars. Then, the long tail pointed at Kund. 3 holy pillars, with Mu pointing. Unified look to Mulin. Mu's, Lee's, blue eyes had an excited, playful look. Boom. The 3 sacred pillars took heavy steps. They walked in the direction of Mulin in unison. At the same time, in Mulin's mind, the system beep sounded. The host activated the system task. And mission objective, defeat the 3 sacred pillars. Task reward, all Pokémon are promoted. Task punishment, lose luck. Remarks, once this task is triggered, it will be regarded as received by the host and cannot be cancelled. Please host to complete the task as soon as possible. 91 The 3 sacred pillars cooperate, and trademark automatically restores blood and mana. First update. Mu watched the 3 sacred pillars walking in the direction of Mulin, excitedly clapping both palms. It seemed to him that it was just a fun joke. Mu is indeed an existence that cannot be understood by humans. Mulin complained, and quickly turned his attention to the approaching 3 sacred pillars. 3 middle-level 3rd-level gods. It's a bit troublesome. This battle must not be lost. Losing will not only make the 3 Pokémon lose the chance to advance. You will also lose luck. The system has completed so many tasks. This is the first time that the system clearly indicates that there will be a punishment task. So, even if rival is strong, this battle is also impossible. Xiao, Mega Evolution. Sword Dance. Lucario's head grew wildly, and he entered the Mega Evolution contest condition in an instant. At the same time, he kept patting his body. Activates cells in the body. Darkrai. Use Nasty Plot. Silver. Calm Mind. Darkly 710. These two claws converge, and the continuous driving energy covers the body. A burst of white light shone from little Lugia's body. It's like a stream armor covering the body, facing the three sacred pillars that are higher in rank than him. Mulin initially chose to let his Pokémon increase buff in order to improve combat effectiveness. Woodrin's three Pokémon. It's not because rival ranks higher than himself, resulting in feelings of fear. Even little Lugia has fighting eyes. Pokemon's Fearless Spirit contest condition. It is the basis for Mulin to dare to fight against the three sacred pillars. The three sacred pillars in unison stop at a distance of about 50 meters from Mulin. Then the light spots on their bodies burst into light spots. Unusually uniform. Hands on chest. Powerful electric energy gathers in their chests. Flash the spark beam. Mulin recognized this skill at a glance. The three sacred pillars are steel, ice, and rock. But it is extremely unified, and can use charge beam of the electric system. CGFC. The power is assembled. Three beams of energy flashing thunder shoot towards different Pokémon of Mulin respectively. Xiao. Use quick attack to dodge. Darkrai. Lurk underground. Silver. Fly up. Mulin continued to direct. An arc flashed from Lucario's body, and a huge speed dodge burst out. Little Lugia soars high. Darkrai's shadowy body quickly faded away. Infiltrated the ground. Boom, boom, boom. Three beams of electric energy filled with light bombarded different places. Immediately, three terrifying explosions erupted. Among them, Regis launched the most violent offensive. At the same time, Regis with the strongest special attack ability. It was also the target of Mulin's attack. Xiao, Extreme Speed. Followed by close combat. Lucario stepped on rock smash stone ground. Screaming like a shooting star, he raised his fist and slammed at Regis. Close combat of the fighting department can deal with ice-type Regis. Causes a powerful attack. Just as Lucario was approaching quickly, Regilock threw up his hands in a royal block, standing in front of Regis. Boom. Lucario's fist, hard on Regilock's arm. Rock shattered and flew away. Meanwhile, the steel-type Registip, aimed at Lucario, used the arm hammer. Long arms, raised fists high, slammed down towards Lucario. The three holy pillars are bulky and slow to move. But it doesn't mean that the speed of swinging fists is also slow. In an instant, it was about to land on Lucario's body. Codes. Mulin cursed and quickly ordered. Darkrai, use the dark hole. Control the Registeel. Darkrai, who was lurking underground, reappeared. Both paws slammed towards ground. Countless evil energy overflows. Under Registeel's feet, a black hole of another dimension appeared. The black hand in the black hole grabs Registeel. Visibly stopped Registeel's movements. But not like the previous battle. Forced rival to sleep contest condition. It should be the difference between the two sides. As a result, the effect of Darkrai's skills has been weakened. Even if you can't sleep, this short gap. That's enough. Mulin's voice came again. Xiao. Use quick attack to dodge. Lucario took advantage of the recoil, and the arc flashed again on his body. Back off. While Lucario retreated, Ice-type Regis shot out a blue frozen ray to chase. Silver, Tong 1. Little Lugia hovering in the sky, waiting for the opportunity to spit up a beam of super energy light, collided with the frozen light. Cancel each other out, dissolve each other. With the help of Darkrai, Little Lucario exited the pursuit range of the three holy pillars. Back to Mulin's side. In a short round, the dangerous party was in charge. If the command just now, go a little slower, or a little bit wrong. Lucario may have been severely injured by the three holy pillars. Mulin stared intently at the three holy pillars in front of him. Originally helped Regis resist the close combat. Regilock with a part of rock smashed on his arm, absorbing the surrounding rock, quickly replenishing him. At the same time, Registeel and Regis stood on the ground, slowly absorbing energy. Through observation, Mulin found that the three holy pillars only need to stand on the ground. It can quickly absorb the energy emitted by the world Earl Dervish tree to supplement its own consumption. There is cooperation between each other. It can also automatically return to blue and blood. It's hard to win this match. 92 Convergence of 3 divine powers, exclusive bonding ability! Second more. Here, Mulin is commanding 3 Pokémon. Played well with Sanxingzu. Over there, Mew is floating in the air, excitedly watching the battlefield. The 3 sacred pillars are better at Regis with energy attacks. Another spark beam was sent out. The target was Lucario, who attacked him just now. The attack was so fast that it didn't give Mulin time to think about tactics at all. Lucario can only temporarily avoid the edge. Xiao, dodge. With a flash of light, Lucario just burst out, dodging the attack. There was a loud bang behind him. Regis's spark beam blasted a big hole. Then, Regis Mesa released a flash spark beam. Keep chasing Lucario. Darkrai because he used the dark hole just now. Temporarily in a skill window period. Mulin can only be blocked by Little Lugia. Silver, the leader of the original. Stop that attack. Little Lugia soars through the air, pumping energy fast. Raise the hard rock layer, creating a wall of earth. Boom. The electric energy bombardment directly blasted the rock wall. But this is not the end. Regiloc's spark beams were also condensed. Shot in the path of Lucario's rush. This time, I can't do it again. Xiao, block. Facing the incoming attack, Lucario's hands are fighting. Use your body to resist Regiloc's attack. The flashing beam of thunder blasted on Lucario's body. As a result, Lucario's legs plowed nearly 10 meters on the ground before stopping. A sizzling electric current flashed across Lucario's body. Although the Lucario of the Steel Department and the Fighting Department has good resistance to electric skills, but under the strong attack, it is inevitable that some of Lucario's physical strength will be lost. The second round of the contest. The 3 sacred pillars do damage to Lucario. There was a burst of white light on their bodies. This is the special effect of the skill of Flashing Spark. Can while attacking rival, improve your special attack ability. No, if this continues, it will be completely at a disadvantage. We must find a breakthrough. Mulin bit the tip of his tongue, letting out the pain and the sweet smell of blood. Come and calm yourself down. Brains, spinning rapidly. Think about tactics to break the game. Soon, they set their sights on the water system Titan. Regis, Ice-type Regis. Excellent special defense. But the physical defense is relatively weak. Also, Regis has nothing but ice skills. Other skills can cause complete damage to the ice system. At the same time, fire, rock, fighting, and steel can also cause outstanding effects. Only by breaking the formation of the 3 holy pillars can there be a possibility of breaking the game. Xiao, use Corkscrew Crash. Silver, use Sky Attack. Darkrai, use the Dark Hole. Hold Regilock. Mulin issued a series of instructions. The 3 Pokémon moved quickly. Darkrai remakes ground, casting Dark Hole again. An extra-dimensional black hole, generated at the feet of Registeel. Black Hand, forcibly dragged Registeel's actions. At the same time, Lucario emitted a dazzling white light all over, and the power of the wave guide surged. Boom. Both feet slammed into the ground, stepping out of a big hole. Then the body rotates, forming a top-shaped impact. Make an impact. Exalted with the heavenly Little Lugia. Wings folded, falling straight down from the sky. At this moment, he seemed to have transformed into a shooting star. With a huge impact force, launched the strongest offensive. It was Regilock who responded to Lugia Jr.'s attack. Regilock's energy surged and he raised his rock fist. Meet the Little Lugia who is falling straight down. Regis also did not submit obediently. With an astonishing momentum, he used the fighting-type superpower at Lucario who was rushing forward. Boom, boom. Under 2 violent collisions. There were 2 loud bangs when they collided. Because of the powerful impact of the 2 sides, the surrounding smoke and dust are even more flying. In the smoke and dust, 2 figures fell out. Boom, boom. Lucario and Little Lugia fell heavily to the ground. On the other side, Regilock's arm. There are rifts caused by a large number of small Lugia. Regis, a body that is said to be incapable of melting even lava. Chest dented by Lucario. He used the Z move, and fought Regis again. Whether it is physical strength or energy, Lucario is close to the upper limit. Difficult to climb up from the ground. It's just that the sharpness in his eyes has not diminished. Little Lugia only has the champion level, although with the blood of the beast. Hard steel out Regilock. But on attribute, Rock's Regilock overwhelmed him. He also had a hard time taking Regilock's counter-attack. Seeking Flowers 0. He flapped his wings hard, trying to take off again. Like Lucario, the chubby eyes are full of unyielding fighting spirit. Although Darkrai didn't attack just now, but the situation is only a little better than Lucario and Little Lugia. In order to contain Registeel, energy consumption is also quite a lot. Sensing the hurt of the 2 partners, Darkrai Chenwood's eyes were dark, flashes of anger. Xiao, Silver, Darkrai. Mulin looked at his 3 Pokémon who were a little bit down. Even so, they want to win over rival's heart. Still firm, without the slightest wavering. Mulin is proud of his Pokémon. There seemed to be a flame in his chest, burning violently. With the change of Mulin's state of mind, there was originally a woody cause. 0. The power of Viridian, Bird, and superpowers are clearly distinguished. Come together, fusion. It's like 3 ropes intertwined with each other. Get tougher and get stronger. At this moment, Mulin's mind was extremely clear. I see. Perhaps this is my exclusive bond ability. Mulin wantonly let go of the 3 divine powers, converged on 3 Pokémon. In an instant, 3 damaged Pokémon, stamina and energy are replenished immediately. At the same time, the energy and spirit are all gathered together. At this time, Mulin felt his own consciousness. It is tightly bound with 3 Pokémon. Entered a new contest condition. Mulin stared at the 3 sacred pillars of rival. The next moment, it's our turn to fight back. Luli 3 soaring auras erupted from behind the 3 Pokémon, as if, can go straight to the sky. Mew. who has always been playful, is always in his eyes. At this time, he put away his playful thoughts. For the first time, a dignified meaning appeared. The altitude above 10,000 meters in the Hoenn region. Rayquaza sleeps in the ozone layer. Suddenly opened the huge dragon eyes, looking admiringly at the Kanto region, the direction where Mulin is. The inheritor. You're growing so fast. I believe that before fate comes, you can completely complete the transformation. 93 3 Sacred Pillars. Lay down. All staffed strength soars. Exclamation mark. Third change. Lucario is imposing and sharp. Mulin shouted. Xiao, use extreme speed, then connect with close combat. Regis is up to you. Boom. Lucario's eyes were fixed, and an unstoppable aura broke out. In an instant, an impact was launched. With the momentum of lightning, it rushed to Regis. With a powerful impact, Regis was directly sent flying more than 10 meters away. Then go completely undefended and give your back to the other two Pokémon. With absolute madness, he kept hitting Regis with his hands and feet. Registeel on the side just wanted to rescue him. Mulin's voice came again. Darkrai, Black 4-0 Dark Hole. Hiss. Darkrai haze pervades, turning into a nightmare. This time, he no longer attacks remotely. Instead, he dodges directly in front of Registeel. All the energy, due to the show, haze, wrapped Registeel in an instant. Around the Registeel, so dark that not even sunlight can penetrate, put Registeel directly. A forced sleep contest condition is pulled in. See, Mulin shouted. Silver, Hydro Pump Attack Regilock. Little Lugia reveals the blood of the beast, coercing how dazzling blue light overflowed from him crazily. The earth becomes moist. At the feet of Regilock, a terrifying water column was formed, packed with a hydro pump filled with water energy, constantly washing over Regilock's body. Strong water pressure. He just didn't give Regilock any chance to move. Crazy Lucario. Continuous attacks completely ignore Regis's occasional counterattack. He exploded with all his might. In the end, Regis, which was 5 meters tall, was sent flying with one kick. The Titan of Ice fell to the ground first. Meanwhile, the hydro pump used by Lugia also started to stop. Regilock, washed by the water system, lost a lot of physical strength. Xiao, strike your spine. Lucario uses the power of Wave Guard, conjures 2 bone clubs. Jump up, hold the bone club up against Regilock's rock head. Smash it down. Boom. Powerful impact. Break the 2 bone clubs in Lucario's hand. Rock Titan Regilock also fell. Not long after, the only surviving Registeel of the 3 sacred columns, 3 Pokémon that were also killed by Woodrin, team up to beat 3 holy pillars, all down. Congratulations to the host for completing the system tasks. Reward distribution? As the system prompt sounded in Mulin's mind, it fell from the tree of the world. Earl Dervish. It turns into countless dots and stars. Little bits and pieces merged into Lucario, Darkrai, and little Lugia. Lucario's muscles hardened. Darkrai's energy became congealed. Little Lugia's wings grow wider. The momentum of the 3 Pokémon keeps rising. In the end, after the starlight dissipated little by little, 3 Pokémon stood in front of Mulin vigorously. Relevant data have also undergone tremendous changes. Pokémon, Lucario. Gender, male. Attribute, steel, fighting. Ability, Heart of Justice. When receiving a Dark-type move, increase its own attack. And when the Pokémon with this ability receives Dark-type continuous moves, every attack can trigger this ability. 1. Level 70. Lower 3rd level God. Potential. Upper level 3 God. Skills. Aura Sphere. Detect. Feint. Rock Smash. Metal Claw. Quick Attack. Power-up Punch. Bone Rush. Meteor Mash. Sword Dance. Genetic Skills. Cross Chop. High Jump Kick. Vacuum Wave. Bullet Punch. Z Skill. Corkscrew Crash. Contest condition, perfect. Remarks, this Pokémon has outstanding aptitude, endowed with extraordinary muscle toughness, has explosive power far exceeding that of its peers, and has a strong comprehension of quick attack skills. 1. Pokémon, Darkrai? Attribute, Evil? Ability, Nightmare. When rival falls into sleep contest condition, it will automatically reduce and absorb rival's stamina. Level, 70. Lower 3rd level God. Potential. Upper level 3 God. Skills, Ominous Wind, Disable, Hypnosis, Sucker Punch, Foul Play, Double Team, Haze, Dark Pulse. Exclusive Skill, Dark Void. Z Move, Black Hole Eclipse. Contest condition, perfect. Remarks, Pokémon with a legendary physique have stronger potential and faster growth. He has a natural affinity for evil energy. Pokémon, Lugia? Gender, male? Attribute, Flying, Superpower? Ability, Multiple Scales. When the physical strength is full, the damage received will be reduced. Level, 69, Champion Peak. Potential, Lower Level 2 God. Skills, Gust, Weather Ball, Ancient Power, Safeguard, Mist, Extrasensory, 1.2 Recover. Exclusive skill, Aeroblast, ? Law Comprehension, 2.2%, ? Contest Condition, Perfect. Remarks. The parents of this Pokemon are powerful and have extremely heaven-defying talents, ? Xiao, Silver, Darkrai. Mulin looked at his 3 Pokemon that were full of momentum. My heart is full of pride. Luli. The 3 Pokemon returned to Mulin one after another. Their eyes are filled with gratitude to Mew, and a deep bond. 94 Lucario Can Fly. Who else can't fly? 4th more. Mimi. Mew yelled at the 3 sacred pillars with some disappointment. Then with a slight flick of the tail, the whole world Earl Dervish's tree, as if it was illuminated. Intense life force converged on the fallen 3 holy pillars, repairing the injury of the 3 holy pillars. Regis's sunken chest, it swelled quickly. Regiloc's shattered rock armor, the cracks disappeared. Registeel's energy and stamina, quick refill. Bang. The 3 holy pillars stood up again. This operation of Mew immediately made Mulin tense up. Luli. The 3 Pokemon are also on alert, but Mew didn't pay attention to building them. Mimi. Mew looked at the 3 sacred pillars at his mercy with satisfaction. The tail flicked slightly. The 3 sacred pillars were arranged by Mew. Walked back to World 26 Earl Dervish tree in unison. After finishing all this, Mew made a flash. Came in front of Mulin again. Mimi. It kept floating beside Mulin, turning around. It seems to be feeling his breath. Mew. What do you want to do? Just when Mulin was trying to talk to Mew, suddenly found that the change disappeared. No breath at all. Meanwhile, the whole world Earl the tree of Dervish. With Mew gone, it went dark. The streamer glowing from the branches disappeared. Original world tree of Earl Dervish. It's like a Christmas tree full of stars and lights. The world at this time the tree of Earl Dervish. It's like someone turned off a switch. The surging energy of life also disappeared. Darkrai shook his head at Mulin, signaled to Mulin. He could no longer sense the breath of Mew. Darkrai of the evil type is very sensitive to the energy of the super energy type. Received a message from Darkrai. Mulin looked at the dim world again. The tree of Earl Dervish muttered, Does this mean closing the door to see off guests? Okay, sure enough, I can't understand what Mew is thinking. That being the case, Mulin left wisely. Night falls in Viridian forest. Tall trees shade Lucas from the moon. The entire forest was pitch black. At night, it is the whole forest most dangerous time. But with 3 powerful Pokemon by his side, Mulin is naturally not in danger. Sitting in front of camp, ready to light a fire for dinner. I plan to rest in the Viridian forest tonight. Return to Tokiwa city tomorrow. Darkrai, come and light a fire for me. Mulin pointed to a pile of firewood collected and said, hiss. Darkrai floated to the firewood and snapped his fingers. The flame danced on the firewood, and soon a flame was ablaze. Although Darkrai is not a fire type, but with a wide skill pool, he can learn the fire element Will-O-Wisp. In combat, this moves rival into a burning contest condition. In life, light a fire. Nothing difficult. Darkrai, grab that steak over there. By the way, there is also sea salt. Bring me a bowl of water by the way. Darkrai kept floating around, helping Mulin. Little Lugia was drooling while looking at the aroma of the food gradually filling. He wanted to help Mulin, but helpless. He only has wings. There is no way like Darkrai. Do some fine work. Lucario on the side, resting his chin. Watching Darkrai floating around. It seems to be thinking about something. After a while, Lucario stood up. At the same time, the power of the wave guide overflowed and covered the bottom of the feet. Feel Lucario's movements. Mulin and 2 other Pokemon. They turned around in unison. See Lucario, feet off the ground. Use the power of the wave guide to lift the body and float in the air force. At the same time, spread out your hands. It seems to be trying to maintain balance. This pose. It's like the posture of surfing on the sea. See Lucario floating in the air. Mulin couldn't hide his surprise. He called softly, Xiao. Hear Mulin's call. Lucario practicing air surf. He failed to control his balance and fell to the ground. At this time, Lucario saw Mulin and the other 2 Pokemon. They are injecting him. Being seen by others as a fool of oneself. Lucario scratched his head in embarrassment. Xiao, can you still be like that? Mulin walked towards Lucario in surprise and looked at him with concern. Listen to Mulin's words. Lucario gathers the power of the wave guide under his feet again. Use the power of wave guide to lift yourself up. With the experience just now, Lucario slowly began to get used to the feeling of surf in the sky. Xiao, try floating forward. With ecstasy in his heart, Mulin tried to make Lucario move forward. Lucario carefully controlled the wave guide power. 507 keeps balance and moves forward slowly. Gradually, Lucario drifted off in speed. Started to get up fast. Feel more and more. Float from the start. Gradually, there is some feeling of flying. Pretty. Here you go. Xiao, your ability. But it's even more powerful than some divine beasts. Seeing this, Mulin couldn't help clapping his hands excitedly. Kudos to Lucario. As for who are some of the beasts, I won't call names. Understand everything. Luca. Using a lot of waveguide power to make the body volley. Lucario was a little tired, but got sleepy. Praise. His eyes narrowed with a smile. Mulin grabbed Lucario's shoulder, seriously said, Xiao, you don't need to do anything else during this time. Just train like you did just now, as far as possible. Fly. Mulin does not expect Lucario to be like little Yu-Gi-Oh! Carry yourself flying. But if Lucario can fly, without any exaggeration, combat power has increased by at least 30%. Luca. Lucario nodded. 95. Cynthia's indiscriminate bombing. Fifth change. In order for Lucario to practice flying, Mulin stayed in Viridian Forest for a full week. Lucario was tired from practice. Mulin is responsible for helping him replenish energy. Lucario then went on to practice repeatedly. Gradually, Lucario drifted away from the beginning. By now, Lucario has gradually become proficient, have initially mastered the balance and knack of flying in the air. With the improvement of Lucario's strength, Mulin believes that as long as you reach the upper level 3 gods, Lucario should be fine. Same with Darkrai. Use the ability to fly in battle. It's finally out. Mulin walked out of the exit of the Viridian Forest, finally saw human buildings. Not long after leaving, Mulin's cell phone was in his trouser pocket. There was a buzzing sound. I took it out and saw that it was all messages from Cynthia. Cynthia, baby, why can't I get through to your phone? Please reply to my message when you have time. Cynthia? Baby, where have you been? Why can't I get through to your phone number? Please call me back when you see the message. Cynthia? It's been 3 days, baby, your phone is still not connected. Please call me back. Cynthia: baby, something happened to you. I'm worried about you. Cynthia: the 4th day when I can't get through to my baby's phone. Worry. GIF. The phone is full of messages from Cynthia. This period coincides with the Pokemon riots. It is estimated that the signal base station established in the Viridian Forest, destroyed by rioting Pokemon. Later, he went to the Tree of the World Earl Dervish. They are all places where the Viridian Forest is relatively deep. No signal, that's normal. Mulin put away the phone, find a decent hotel and check in. Hastily took a shower, cleaned up myself, then initiate a video call to Cynthia. As soon as I dialed out, Cynthia connected. Saw full Mulin on the phone, confirmed he was okay. Cynthia breathed a sigh of relief. But soon, her expression became subtle. Where are you now? Why can't I get through your phone these days? What have you been doing these days? Did you go fooling around? That's why you deliberately didn't answer my phone. Cynthia spoke very quickly and started the continuous question mode. Even if Cynthia is the champion of Sinnoh region, after all, she is still a woman. The small thoughts shared by women are vividly reflected. Mulin joked. Report to the leader. I am now in Pewter City, Kanto region. I haven't been able to contact the leader these days. That's because I happen to be in the Evergreen Forest. In the forest, the mobile phone has no signal. When I was in the forest, I missed the leader every day. Unfortunately, due to signal blockage. If you can't contact the leader in time, you can only hide your sincerity in your heart. When I leave the forest, I will call the leader to report my whereabouts as soon as possible. The sun and the moon are shining. I can prove that I am not fooling around. The subordinates have a red heart, always towards the leader. Mulin said while raising his right hand. Put on an oath. Report your own position plus explain the situation plus thought dynamics in the process plus attitude shows a perfect answer like a textbook. Even if you report the situation, it's pretty positive. I won't argue with you this time. Cynthia snorted softly, and the corners of her mouth raised slightly. After chatting for a few words, we complained to each other. Cynthia said with a proud face, baby, my Garchomp training has been very effective during this period. It has perfectly adapted to the form of Mega Evolution. Next time we meet, I will definitely beat your Lucario. Is it? Then I have to work hard. Mulin saw Xena's happy expression. Could not bear to tell her. Lucario has reached the lower level 3 gods. From the same level. Completely crushed her Garchomp. But that's fine too. Next time Cynthia launches a challenge, you can trick her. What to ask for. By the way, baby, why are you going to the Kanto region? Cynthia asked. I came here to tame a Pokemon. Mulin said honestly. A Pokemon in the Kanto region? Cynthia thought for a while and said, what Pokemon do you want to subdue? Mulin, Dragonite. Dragonite. Cynthia said, Dragonite is a Pokemon with good potential. There are also many skills that can be learned. Can handle a lot of situations. Then Cynthia changed the topic, but wild Dragonite is hard to find. It is estimated that the Dragonite family is monopolized by Yulongdu and the others. If you want, goodly how to cultivate a Dragonite. I can contact Yulongdu to see if he can get a Dragonite for me. The probability of Dragon Pokemon appearing in the wild is very low, or even say number. The reason is very simple. Dragon Pokemon's fighting power is generally very strong. Certainly, except for very few. Naturally, it is monopolized by various families. No need to boast. Mulin directly rejected Cynthia's idea of finding Yulongdu. The reason for the refusal is simple. What Mulin wants is not an ordinary Dragonite. What he wanted was in the original book. That huge Dragonite. 96 Sabrina, Mulin, is this your fiancé? 6th Moor. Kanto region, Cerulean City, which means the blue color of contest. It is a seaside city in the northern Kanto region. It borders the river's estuary to the north, Saffron City to the south and Mount Moon to the west. The city resembled Venice, with its streets built around a busy river. At this time, Mulin was walking the streets of Cerulean City. It is common to see some young travelers wearing swimsuits and going to the beach to swim with their swimming rings. Mulin came here just to find that huge Dragonite. In the original book, Dragonite once appeared in the Bill Lighthouse and the Bill Lighthouse, in Cerulean City. Later, the huge Dragonite left the main tower. After entering the deep sea, there was no news. Dragonite, attribute is dragon and flying though, but it is a deep hydrophilicity. So Mulin follows the plot of the original book. Further speculation, the scope of the huge Dragonite activity must likely in the distant seas of Cerulean City. Relax in the touristy Cerulean City. Found a company that charters yachts. Just getting ready to walk in and rent a boat. Mulin's footsteps paused. In his perception, there is a person whose breath is familiar, is walking towards him. 453. Turn around. I saw a glamorous girl with long hair. This person. It was Sabrina who met once at Mount Silver. Mulin. Sabrina swayed her lotus step slightly and walked up to the sleepy one. Mulin. Sabrina. What a coincidence. When I came to the Kanto region, Mulin is still wondering if he will meet Sabrina again. It just surprised him a little. Sabrina actually shows up in Cerulean City. Unfortunately, I came here specifically for you, Sabrina said. Hearing that Sabrina came here specifically to find him, Mulin was taken aback for a moment, and asked back, how do you know I'm here? Sabrina explained lightly, I can see the chi in everyone. And the superpower on your body is very dazzling. If the chi of ordinary people were a lamp, then you are the sun. Sandalwood, I am the sun. How come this sentence is familiar? What do you want from me? Sabrina shook her head and said, it's nothing. I just want to be with you. Hearing that, Mulin felt a pain in his head. Sabrina's way of speaking is still so direct. But fortunately, this is not the first time I heard Sabrina say this. Sorry, I still have work to do. Mulin made a ha-ha, and was about to leave. Sabrina quickly followed Mulin. What do you want to do? I can help. Judging from Sabrina's tone, it seems that she won't leave easily. Then what? Actually, I have nothing serious. I don't need your help. Mulin refused. Sabrina agreed, completely unmoved. There is no intention of leaving at all. I want to go to sea, at least 10 days and half a month. If it's long, it may be a month or two, and I won't come back. There should be a lot of things to do in your gymnasium. Mulin politely refused again. Unfortunately, it was Sabrina, a daughter of Audiobook. I don't understand the rejection at all, Sabrina said. The gymnasium has already been arranged. Even if you don't go back for 3 to 5 months, it's fine. Woodrin, seeing Sabrina's appearance, it is estimated that the other party is determined to follow her. Helpless, Mulin could only sigh. Let Sabrina, the little tail, follow her. With a small tail, Mulin poses for a yacht. Set off towards the distant sea. As we keep moving away from Cerulean City, there are no cruise ships around. In the calm sea, a sharpedo or two swam by from time to time. It means that this is not a safe range for travel. Clatter tilde. Little Lugia jumped out of the sea. CGDJ. Not a drop of water on his body. How about Silver? Any news? Mulin asked. Lily. Little Lugia shook her head. It's okay, and I'm not in a hurry for a while. Let's take a break first. I'm in the break room, and I prepared your favorite beckerberry. Mulin rubbed Little Lugia's head. Lily. Little Lugia returned to the cabin. How to find news about giant Dragonite? Very simple. Let Little Lugia ask. The race of Lugia has a high affinity for water. According to legend, where they lived, it is the depths of the sea. Lugia, who has the title of God of the Sea, can communicate with Pokemon living in the water. Further, ask them if they have ever seen a giant Dragonite. The size of the huge Dragonite is so obvious, as long as the water system Pokemon has been seen. Basically we'll remember. Anyway, this is the first day of sailing on the sea. Don't worry, there is plenty of time. He will always be found. With the salty sea breeze blowing, Mulin stretched comfortably on the deck. At this time, the phone in the trouser pocket vibrated. Mulin picked it up casually and took a look. It's a video call from Cynthia. Since the last time I went to Viridian Forest. After several days, Cynthia couldn't contact herself. Whenever Cynthia is free, she will make a video call and come to chat with the building, or it can be regarded as shagang. Mulin didn't answer immediately. Instead, take a look at Sabrina, sitting cross-legged on the deck in calm mind. Suddenly feel a little guilty. Then lightly directed the cabin mission. Go take Cynthia's call. Sabrina in calm mind after Mulin left. Ended the calm mind contest condition. The small ears moved a little. In a trance, I vaguely heard DA was talking to someone else. During the conversation, the tone was quite intimate. Sabrina stood up. Follow the place where Mulin made the sound. Mulin sat in the cabin with his back to the door. Relax and chat with Cynthia. Sabrina walked in quietly. Just in time, the phone camera caught Sabrina. Cynthia on the other end of the phone saw Sabrina. For a moment, the love words kept going to Cynthia. Immediately stopped talking. The smile on the corner of his mouth was suppressed. Mulin, Why is she here? After Cynthia's reminder, Mulin turned back right in front of Sabrina's face. Sabrina looks at Cynthia on her phone. Suddenly said to Mulin, Mulin, is she your fiancé? 97 Sabrina, I want to be your lover. Part 1. How to do. The more this is the case, the more calm you must be. Mulin's brain was working fast, although he did nothing. Have no shame in asking yourself. But anyone can hear it. Cynthia got a little emotional. If you hide it at this time, the problem will be big. Try to control the muscles in your face. She smiled and said to Sabrina, yes, she is the fiancé I mentioned to you, Cynthia. After a while, we're going to get married. Turning her head, she said to Cynthia on the phone, baby, this is Sabrina, the owner of Saffron City in the Kanto region. She's a friend I know. Cynthia and Sabrina probably never met, but they belong to the champion and the gymnasium owner of the alliance. Each other, have heard each other's name. Perhaps it was Mulin's composure. In addition, Mulin generously introduced his identity. Slightly dispelled Cynthia's suspicion. Cynthia in the frame. Take the initiative to say hello to Sabrina. Hello, Director Sabrina. Sabrina was as expressionless as ever. Response, hello. As the two women stopped talking, the atmosphere was a little awkward. At this moment, little Yujie flew to the hatch. Lili, shouting Mulin loudly, broke this embarrassing scene. Silver, any news? There was joy in Mulin's eyes. Lili, little Yujie nodded. Baby, Silver has found traces of wild dragonite. I'll contact you later. Mulin stepped out of the cabin, said to Cynthia on the phone, go get busy. Cynthia knew the purpose of Mulin's trip. It is to tame a dragonite. Also aware of the scarcity of wild dragonite, then no longer entangled. Just Cynthia after hanging up. I felt a sense of crisis in my heart. Think Garchomp, after this period of special training, already perfectly adapted to the Mega Evolution form. In Alliance, there is nothing for her to do for the time being. I immediately decided to go to the Kanto region. Watch out for your husband, so as not to be abducted by others. Silver, what direction is he in? Mulin, who got out of the cabin, asked hastily. Lili, a dugong told me that there is an island in the north. Near there, she once saw a very large, yellow dragonite. That island is often shrouded in clouds and mist. It should be the hometown of the big dragonite. Through the three divine powers in his body, Mulin fully received the meaning of little Lugia. Good job. Mulin quickly praised little Lugia. Then he took out the nautical charts he had bought. Repeated comparisons on the graph. Soon. Then lock on one of them. An island in the middle of the sea. On the center console of the yacht. Navigation direction is set. The yacht will automatically calibrate the direction. Set off quickly towards your destination. I didn't expect to find it so soon. After operating the machine, Mulin sighed. He looked up and found that he was in the cabin. Sabrina's big foggy eyes looking at him quietly. Mulin, I have something to tell you. New. What's wrong? Mulin asked. Sabrina remained expressionless. He said, I want to be your lover. What? Be my Valentine? Question mark. What? What do you mean? Mulin looked at Sabrina in disbelief. Do not know her mouth. What explosive words will come out? Ask for flowers. Seeing such a big reaction from Mulin, Sabrina said with a blank face, I saw a piece of news a while ago. When a man is married, he doesn't stay with his wife to be with my lover all day long. There was another sentence in the news, which I remember very clearly. A man can only have one wife, but a lover can have many. Since Cynthia is your wife, then I'll be your lover, so I can be with you. Completely speechless. I wonder what news Sabrina is watching. 0. Which station is this from? I'm going to complain. But this is already the second contact with Sabrina. Mulin began to understand Sabrina's logic. What about lovers? Being together or something? Sabrina didn't understand the meaning at all. She just simply felt that she was of the same kind as herself. People of the same kind are born with the same kind, so they must live with the same kind. Moreover, Mulin was able to suppress the riot of superpowers in her body. That's all. It's not Sabrina. Let's take a look. In desperation, Mulin could only hold back his temper and explain to Natu. It's okay if you don't explain clearly. In case one day, Sabrina finds Cynthia. Tell her that she is my lover. Wouldn't that lead to family conflicts? While Mulin was talking, Natu was listening. Just looking at Sabrina's eyes, there is confusion. In her logic, it seems incomprehensible. Why can't the same kind and the same kind be together? Gradually, with the established destination getting closer. In the distance, a cloud-shrouded island appear in front of your eyes, and the giant dragonite live on this island. 98 The dignified third-level god can't get enough to eat. Second more. As we get closer to our destination, Mulin paused the conversation with Sabrina. Focus. Put it on the cloud-shrouded island in front of you. Around this island, there are many reefs. The yacht can't go in. Through the investigation of the three divine powers, roughly scan the surrounding environment. Xiao, Darkrai, you go back to the baby ball first. Mulin took out the baby ball and retrieved two Pokemon. Silver, you will drive me into the island later. Mulin greeted little Lugia. Little Lugia nodded in understanding. Sabrina, just wait here for me. Sabrina shook her head and said, I want to be with you. This 120 time. Mulin didn't bother to correct Sabrina's speech. Okay, later you pay attention to concealing your breath. Mulin greeted and rode on little Lugia. At the same time, the three divine powers covered little Lugia's body. Hide your breath. Mulin reckoned that huge dragonite. The strength should be around the lower level 3 gods. Moreover, how is the other party's temper? It's not clear yet. Go in carelessly. It is possible to offend the other party. Sabrina nodded. Summons Xatu. Cover her with superpowers. Follow Mulin and fly to the island together. A cloud-shrouded island. Inside, there are not many clouds and mist. The whole island is not big. Probably only about 10 square kilometers. Mulin and Sabrina pass the respective flying Pokémon smoothly. Step into the island. Just entered the island. There was a whirring sound. It sounds like the sound of a giant dragonite sleeping soundly. Walk. Mulin looked around. He took Sabrina towards the place where the snoring started. Fast march. At a high point, Mulin saw a dragonite about 30 meters long, sleeping soundly on the ground. Investigating eyes activated. Observe the data of the giant dragonite. Pokémon, dragonite. Gender, male. Attribute, dragon. Flying. Ability, multiple scales. When the physical strength is full, the damage received will be reduced. Level, 75, median 3rd level god. Potential, upper level 3 god. Skills. Hurricane, wing attack, roost, extreme speed, fire punch, thunder punch, ice punch, dragon tail, dragon rush. Genetic skills, mist, supersonic. Contest condition, hunger. Because of hunger, I fell into a deep sleep to reduce metabolism. Remarks, the Pokémon was favored by the heavens and was endowed with a long life, surviving more than 1,500 years, strong strength, gentle personality. A middle-level 3rd-level god. The first thing Mulin noticed was the strength of a huge dragonite. It made his eyelids twitch wildly. Sure enough, as he estimated, this huge dragonite is very powerful, has surpassed his Lucario and Darkrai. Then, Mulin noticed the contest condition of the giant dragonite. It's actually hunger, but also understandable. After all, it has to support a body as tall as 30 meters. The amount of food you eat every day is definitely not a lot. Don't look at dragonite as a mighty Kanto quasi-god, but a vegetarian. Perhaps this is what gives dragonite its overall image. They all look a little silly. This dragonite is very strong. Follow Mulin to Sabrina on the island. Through superpowers. Talk to Mulin. Although Sabrina doesn't have Mulin's probing eyes, but she has a super physique. Can feel clearly. That sleeping dragonite. What a terrifying energy in the body. That's right. It's really strong. So, I want to subdue him. Mulin replied in his heart. This trip to Kanto. Mulin was already ready to subdue him forcefully. But now it seems, this is a dragonite under the starvation contest condition. Seems to take advantage of this. Make a giant dragonite that favors itself. Seeing how confident Mulin is, Sabrina stopped talking. Follow him obediently. At this time, dragonite was sleeping soundly. There was a rumbling sound in the stomach. Hungry? Bring the dragonite smelling salts over. The giant dragonite sat up from the ground. 2 paws rubbing his stomach. It seems to be appeasing his 5 internal organs. Then the wings on its back flap. The giant dragonite flew to the shallows of the island. Mulin also took Sabrina, and followed quickly. I saw dragonite coming to the edge of the shallows. Drill into the sea at once. Huge height and weight. In an instant, a water spray more than 10 meters high exploded. Yellow body, constantly swimming in the sea. Soon, a huge dragonite jumped out of the sea, holding a few kelp in his hand. A giant dragonite sits on the beach. He looked at the slender kelp in his hand, with a rather humane sigh. Take the kelp in your hand, put it in your mouth and chew slowly. After eating, the giant QI 5.8 dragon continued to enter the sea. From time to time, find a few aquatic plants such as seaweed and kelp, to fill an empty stomach. It took a full 2 hours to plant aquatic plants around the island. All are searched into the stomach. But even so, the huge dragonite is only half full. The giant dragonite sighed again. Lie down on the beach. Fell asleep. Put giant dragonite throughout the eating process. It's all in Mulin's eyes. A subjugation plan is generated in the mind. 99 Want to tie a man's heart? You have to grab his stomach. Third update. In order to successfully recover the giant dragonite, Mulin lurks on the island for 3 days. These 3 days have been observing each other. The daily schedule of the giant dragonite is simple. Every day when I woke up, I went to find something to eat. The island is finished. Just go to a place farther away to find it. They eat aquatic plants such as kelp and aquatic plants. And the first step of Mulin's subjugation plan. Just do what you like. Lure the giant dragonite with food, as usual. After waking up, the huge dragonite got up. Then I was ready to find something to eat. Just came to the beach. A fragrance he had never smelled before. Into his nose. The huge dragonite sniffed and followed the scent. Found on a rock. There is a thing the size of a basketball. Curious giant dragonite. Use its claws carefully. He picked it up, put it in front of his nose and smelled it. Delicious. Good smell. Huge Dragonite has amazing physique and reached the median 3rd level god. Even things like stones cannot be digested. It can also be discharged under the lure of fragrance. 26. The huge Dragonite swallowed the thing in its hand into its mouth in one gulp. Moment. Deliciousness exploded in his mouth, hit his taste buds. Moreover, it is also accompanied by a strong feeling of fullness. It's not just a giant Dragonite. Lay leisurely on the beach, savor the deliciousness that has not yet disappeared. There is also a long-lost feeling of fullness. Far away, Mulin, Sabrina, with 3 Pokémon, looking at the huge Dragonite with an enchanted face. The appearance of the giant Dragonite at this time. It's like a drunkard who has drunk a bottle of old wine. It worked. Mulin was delighted to see the huge Dragonite. Knowing your plan is half the battle. Xiao, Darkrai, Silver. We're following the plan. Turn around and explain to the 3 Pokémon. Luca tilde, Hiss tilde, Lili tilde. The 3 Pokémon quickly started to move. Mulin, are you going to use food to abduct this giant dragon? Sabrina said somewhat uncertainly. Mulin stared at the huge Dragonite in the distance, and said, this is just the first step. I want to completely subdue him. We have to use the most primal method to convince him. It is actually not difficult to subdue a huge Dragonite. Just prove it to the giant Dragonite. Follow yourself. You can live worry-free. Secondly, it can make him stronger. It is enough to meet these 2 points. Both are indispensable. Otherwise, why would Pokémon listen to trainer? Also bound by the Pokeball. Let's go. Mulin waved to Sabrina. Know that Mulin has his own plan. Sabrina complied with Mulin's arrangement. Lying on the beach, reminisce about the delicious giant Dragonite in your dreams. Suddenly, I smelled an attractive fragrance. The nose seemed to be turned on. Crazy inhaling the alluring fragrance. Eyes opened abruptly. Make sure you're not dreaming. The fragrance really exists. Boom. The giant Dragonite quickly sat up from the beach. Eyes wide open, nose sniffing hard. Find directions to the source of the scent. Soon, the huge Dragonite followed the direction of the scent. Sabrina, is this delicious? Mulin spoke loudly on purpose. Tasty. Sabrina was also very cooperative and responded loudly to Mulin. But Sabrina's slightly trembling hand betrayed her. At this moment, she felt a little flustered, because in her perception, huge Dragonite has noticed them. With the strength of a huge Dragonite, a dragon pulse is fired. You can kill her easily. Even release Lagazam. Probably none using teleport. Relax. Nothing. Xiao and the others are here, so don't worry. Mulin grabbed Sabrina's trembling hand. Tell her not to be nervous. With Mulin holding Sue's hand, Sabrina feels much more at ease. However, the heartbeat inexplicably accelerated a lot. Huge Dragonite, carefully. Use your lightest steps. Walk forward slowly. I'm afraid that being rude will scare away the fragrance. Xiao, Silver, Darkrai. Dragonite has a tendency to attack once the situation is huge. Do it now. In his mind, Mulin gave orders to the 3 Pokémon. Although Mulin is 90% sure, huge Dragonite will not attack them, but it is still necessary to keep one hand. Huge Dragonite, shrinking its head, hiding behind a mountain bag. Carefully observe Mulin et al. Thought it was well hidden. Actually, with his size, anyone who is not blind can see it. The gigantic Dragonite hides and does not attack, just staring stupidly. An energy cube deliberately placed aside by Mulin. I sneaked to look for a while. A large amount of saliva is secreted from the huge Dragonite's mouth. Can't resist the alluring smell of power cubes. Simply no longer hide. He walked towards Mulin with big strides. They are still 5 meters away from Mulin. Sitting down, huge weight hits the ground. Countless gravel splashed in all directions. Although Mulin was already prepared, it can be used as a huge Dragonite of 30 meters. Sitting on 090 beside him. The pressure is still strong. Sabrina's face was already pale. Fortunately, Mulin squeezed her palm in time. Let her calm down. Only then did he barely control his legs that wanted to escape. Or tilde. The huge Dragonite stared at the energy cube placed aside, his eyes full of expectation. Mulin turned around and looked up at the other party. Understand the meaning of the giant Dragonite. He wants to eat that power cube. Found that the giant Dragonite had no thoughts of attacking. Knows that your first step is to plan for success. Beckon to 3 guarding Pokémon. Let them relax a little bit. You want to eat? Then eat. Mulin picked up the volumetric cube. Throw it towards the giant Dragonite. Or tilde. The giant Dragonite let out a cheer and bowed its head immediately. Swallow the power cube into your mouth in one gulp. Or tilde. Between the lips and teeth. The deliciousness is jumping. The giant Dragonite narrowed its eyes unconsciously, like a drunkard who has tasted a peerless wine. Want to tie a man's heart? The first step is to grab his stomach. This sentence applies to Pokémon as well. 100 Sabrina, Mulin, I understand. I will become stronger. Fourth more. Tilde. The huge Dragonite burped happily, rubbing her swollen belly with both hands. You can really eat. Mulin looked at the huge Dragonite, and whispered something. 1 power cube, enough to keep Snorlax full. The huge Dragonite ate more than 30 yuan in a days. But also understandable. After all, the gigantic Dragonite is almost 10 times bigger than Snorlax. Or tilde. The giant Dragonite heard Mulin's complaints, naively scratching his head. Through the perception of the three divine powers, Mulin found the huge Dragonite, and he was feeding him just now. I have a good impression. Simply, he stopped covering up. He said directly, "Big man. Do you want to have a future? Are you so full?" or tilde. The huge Dragonite's eyes lit up, and he nodded foolishly. Mulin strikes while the iron is hot. Come with me, I promise you will eat delicious food and drink spicy food every day. Or tilde. The giant Dragonite called out. Move your gaze to the Pokemon next to Mulin. He is silly, but he is not stupid. He understood that Mulin wanted to subdue him. Huge Dragonite was never a slave, unless food and housing are included. Or tilde. Or tilde. The huge Dragonite called out a few times. Through the three divine powers, Mulin knew the idea of the giant Dragonite. Want to subdue him? Simply rely on food to lure is not enough. You also need to show him your strength through fighting. All right, let's fight. Mulin clapped his hands and stood up. Or tilde. The huge Dragonite after eating and drinking is very energetic. It flapped its wings and flew up. Sabrina, stand back a little. Mulin explained to Sabrina beside her, lest the battle affect her later. Tilde. Sabrina agreed and stepped back quickly. Darkrai, the battle to come. I'll leave it to you. Mulin waved to Darkrai. His tilde. Darkrai floated in front of Mulin. Big man, let's start. Sleepy said to the huge dragon city. Or tilde. The giant Dragonite nodded, at the same time put away the naive attitude, and the momentum rose rapidly. The aura of the third-level god unfolded. A huge coercion was formed. It seems that the clouds and mists around the island have been diluted a lot. His tilde. Darkrai, who quickly entered the team contest condition, burst into momentum. Around him, gathered haze who was not scattered. Two Pokemon, so cool. Sabrina feeling the breath of a giant Dragonite. Because of the gathering of terrifying energy, he subconsciously took a step back. Look at Mulin standing confidently on the battlefield. Sabrina's beautiful eyes flickered again and again. Jump back and forth on Lucario, Darkrai, and Little Lugia respectively. The reason why Mulin doesn't want to be with me, it should be because I feel that my strength is weak. While at Mount Silver, Mulin's Pokemon is no more than a champion. Although ahead of Sabrina, the gap is not large. But this time I met Mulin. Sabrina found the gap between the two. Pull further apart. Mulin already has the courage to fight and conquer the giant Dragonite. And myself, at the beginning, I was afraid because of the horror of the huge Dragonite. Sabrina's beautiful eyes, faint lock on Mulin. Mulin, I understand. I will become stronger. Mulin didn't know what Sabrina was thinking. At this time, he focused all his attention on the huge Dragonite. Although Darkrai is only a third-level god, facing Dragonite, the median third-level god. In terms of rank, there are some disadvantages. But Mulin is confident. Defeat the giant Dragonite. Confidence comes from Darkrai's uncanny fighting style and his exclusive skill, Dark Hole. The beginning of the battle. Mulin immediately issued an order. Darkrai, use haze, then connect nasty plot. His tilde. Darkrai activates cells in the body. Greatly increase the speed of condensing energy. Haze, it's crazy overflowing. In just a few seconds, Darkrai has used the King of Deceit 3 times, and let haze condense around himself, make rival unable to see through himself. Darkrai advanced to the 3rd level of God Queen. The speed of skill aggregation has been improved by epic level. There was doubt in the eyes of the giant Dragonite. In rolling haze, he couldn't detect the specific location of rival. Under the obstructed view, the fleshy wings behind. Crazy agitation of dragon energy. A powerful twister quickly formed. The violent twister sweeps countless sand and stones wherever it goes. The moment I touch haze, it did blow away a lot of haze. Also saw Darkrai hiding in haze. But soon, haze, after being whirlwind, quickly regrouped. Come together again. The huge Dragonite became serious, and the energy of the dragon element overflowed the body. Transform into a pure energy dragon. Bombarded towards haze. Since the specific location cannot be detected, use fan beat up to hit it. At the same time, a beam of pure black, mads, colored energy shoots out of haze. It was the dark pulse that Darkrai used. 2 pure energies are intertwined. Immediately triggered a terrible explosion. Trees around the battlefield. They were all broken in the middle by the terrifying airwaves. At light screen. Even from afar, Sabrina had to summon her Pokemon Alakazam. Use light screen to block airwaves and sweeping debris. Tilde. The gigantic Dragonite saw his attacks fail, then gather energy again. Continued to attack. See the giant Dragonite move. Mulin knew that the other party had stepped into the trap he set up. If you like this audiobook, subscribe the channel for more videos like this. And join my Patreon if you want to support me, link in the description. Leave some comment and let me know if you guys like this story, or you have a web novel you like and want to hear its audiobook. I will be happy to create them for you. Please like, share, and leave a comment on the video.